Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm Xandros, and tonight, it's the content mine, baby. It's been gone a little while, but she's back. So I hope everyone's ready. And I see we have Magnetar, we have the Mightiest Quinn, and we have Habitual Dodo in the chat already. Hello, hello. I hope you three are ready for the fun. As you can see, we have a nice selection, and we're doing things random style this time. I'm not going to just pick them at random. We're going to spin that wheel and see what kind of fun or pain we're going to have tonight. So hope everyone is ready. No gaming tonight. Thought we'd change it up, have a little fun. We've got some great variety. And Quinn gifting 1 month for Mag. Nice. 1 month of tier 1. Mag, you're spoiled. And for a whole year. That was Quinn's 52nd gift sub, by the way. Quinn just passing on love. And also, I'm sure Quinn just wanted to get that top spot. Quinn wanted that golden present. Yeah, I picked these out during the listen along, by the way, for those that don't know. You've done that many, yeah. But no, I picked a lot of these out this past Monday. And, like, Magnetar knows what's coming a little bit. Dodo knows a bit what's coming. I've added a couple more since then, too. Yeah, didn't have one, and I was like, gonna fix that. Yeah. That's fine. It's understandable. We love all of you. You're all very fucking awesome. You should never doubt that. So yeah, we've got a lot of fun things, some involving animals, some involving food, some involving politics, some involving flat Earth. Let's hope everyone is ready. You don't know what's coming because ADHD has yeeted it from your brain. Well, they're on screen, though. It's kind of hard to read them with the wheel as it is. You know, I couldn't really make it any bigger. But we got a nice thing here. We've even got a couple of them that are double features if you land on them. So I hope you're ready for that. You dare people beating gift subs? I mean, you do have both of them right now. I do believe, yeah. So I hope everyone's ready for this. By the way, I hope everyone's been having a good Sunday today. I know Quinn seems to have having a good one, hanging with partner and family, which is always fun. And Mag's been having a kind of chill day, it sounds like, and hope Dodo's been doing good. And I hope the rest of you watching, whether you're watching live or in the highlight, which I hope we have the highlight, shouldn't be a problem. But hope you're all doing well too. It's been kind of a chill Sunday for me. I actually spent a good chunk of the day playing Elder Scrolls Online. I created a new character because I wanted to try out another class. I skipped the tutorial level, and it put me in the newest add-on. Was it High Isle or something like that? I'm bad at remembering additions now, but it put me in the new area, and I made a very lovely orc woman who is a warden class. So it's basically like I use nature and stuff, so I'm like freezing enemies, and I'm summoning like animal companions. Like one of my attacks is like I summon these giant ass bugs from the ground, and the attack, like have a delayed attack, and then they go back under, and then they do it again. So I've been using that to like no end, and goddamn does it do some good damage. So it's been interesting getting back into it because I haven't played it since the beta. I was actually one of the beta testers when they made it more. It was like closed beta at that point. Me and a friend did it, and yeah, it was interesting. And I remember that beta for two reasons. One, I was bored with it because it was a lot more scant and spread out, and it didn't feel as like lived in and filled. Also, I ended up getting sick right after we streamed it. So that was fun. I have it on PC. I don't know if they do cross-platform, though. I'd have to look that up. But, I mean, it's free to play, technically. So, I mean, you just buy the game and you can play it. And there is a ESO Plus that you can get, but it's not... You can subscribe to that, but it's not needed to do that. Oh, what happened? Let me see. I had an encounter with the police. Oh, that's not gonna be fucking good. I think I might have PTSD from past experiences with them and had a boatload of anxiety. Damn. I'm sorry, dude. And yeah, I don't blame you. Like, cops are fucking insane anymore. I mean, what was it? Oh, it's only been a couple weeks, I think, since they shot into a crowd and hit multiple people. And it was a police-involved shooting. You mean the police shot people. They were active shooters. That's what happened. Like, I don't blame you for possibly having PTSD with, police at all. There are a lot of people in this country that probably do, and it's under fucking standable. Oh yeah, they have murdered and will murder more people because that's just how they do. Because, yeah, they're pretty shit. Rational Mind is back. I'm past the fear brain. I'm glad you're, at least here with us, Dodo. As far as there is no police stuff on this, so you should be fine tonight on that. The only thing we're going to say about police is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Nixon, hello. How you doing? Thank you for the hydrate and welcome. When I see police cars, we're like, oh, fuck, what now? The only time I really see them is when I'm driving. So, I think 6 armed deputies holding me and my friend at gunpoint over nothing at 17. Yeah, it was definitely awful, for sure. But Nixon, I hope you're having a good night and welcome. We're going to be doing a lovely content mine stream tonight. We're not doing any gaming. We're watching videos. We're going to watch some stuff that might be good and positive and other things that might be... Ugh, if you catch my drift. So, I don't have police fear, but ours are a lot less aggressive. Yeah, they really are a lot less aggressive. Excuse me, would you mind, pulling over? Yeah, thank you. Look, I think you might have, run that stop sign back there. Fuck off! Right, fair enough. There's my bad British for the day. You're welcome, Quinn. I hope you appreciate it. Oh, fuck. So, I think that's enough just kind of... That was so awful. That was the point, Quinn. It was supposed to be awful. At least I didn't go around, hello, what's all this then? I didn't do that, at least. At least I tried to be different, Quinn. Okay. It's not like when everyone tries to do an American accent, it's always like fucking Texas. You know what I mean? I tried. They made my friend lay in a... Yeah, I remember you telling me about the fire ant hill for 2 hours with a gun pointing at him. Yeah, definitely. Like, just fuck cops. That would have been better. No, it wouldn't have. Because everyone does it. I want to be original. I didn't say I wanted to be good. So it would be original. Such a bad accent you didn't even say. Say what? Oh, but what? Uh-oh, is stream trying to die on me already? Are we really doing this tonight? Hang on. Okay. We good? Can you see me? Can you hear me? We have a train as well. Just not one of my streams without a fucking major technical hiccup anymore, is it? Do. It back? Good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, internet's still up. There's like no one else having problems. It's just me. Like, maybe there's some update I need to do. Let me check something. I'm not gonna do it right now, obviously, but. Maybe a couple of drivers that need updating. I'll check that later, though. I don't think it was Twitch. It was on my end. It was my internet. It was not Twitch. So either it's something to do with my Wi-Fi connector, you know, in my PC, the built-in thing on the motherboard that needs updating, or it's something else. I don't know. Like it just was not wanting to function correctly. So right now it looks stable. Looks like there's no problems. We'll just kind of go with it as we can, and hope nothing else fucks up. Thank you, Crunchyroll. I don't care. I'm a driver. I guess I could use an update. There you go. All right, we're back. We can do this now. This might be split into 2 parts minimum. We'll see how this goes. But what we're gonna do now is enjoy our first video once we figure out what it is. So let's go ahead and let's turn the music down a little bit more here. We don't need that right at the moment. So let's go ahead and pull up our wheel, and what will our first video be? First up is PragerU. Oh no. Cookie, hi. Welcome to the stream. We had technical problems, and things got fixed, and now pain. How you doing, Cookie? Glad you're here. It's not a game night. This is the content mine. This is usually a stream where we just watch videos, and sometimes it's good stuff, sometimes it's bad stuff. We have a great time. And hi, James. Oh, this is gonna suck. And what's worse about this PragerU video? It gets worse. That's the worst part. Are you ready? Because Michael Knowles is in this one. This has got Michael Knowles. So this is America losing its mind. Yeah, but it is America losing its mind. I mean, some of them, but it isn't the people that PragerU were going to think it is. Let's get this over with.
There are few things worse than being called intolerant, inflexible, or close-minded. Who wants to be that? Isn't it far better to be open to everything, dismissive of nothing? Well, not necessarily. Let's frame this a different way.
This is my straw man. Let's completely recontextualize my straw man to make me sound smart. Foxy started playing over PragerU talking shit. Oh, they just got started. Foxy, hi. Welcome. How you doing? Oh, I feel so bad for your raiders coming in for this. Welcome to the stream. First of all, can we get a shout out for Foxy? Oh, Quinn's already on it. Let's have Foxy break up this bullshit real quick.
Do I have your attention?
You seem to get scared at your sound alerts quite often. Don't you, Foxy? Oh, how was... Oh, you were playing In Sound Mind again. Good, good, good. Love the game. More people should play it. Yeah, so... Thank you for sending people here. Hi, everyone from Foxy Stream. I'm Xandros. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. Normally, I do gaming stuff, you know... RPGs, horror games, indie games, you know, a nice spread of things. But today, it's not a gaming day. We are watching some content. This is the content mine, where we dig through the mine of YouTube and try to find some interesting little nuggets. Sometimes these nuggets are bright, shining golden nuggets, and sometimes they're fool's gold and just crappy looking, and it's awful. We got one of those right now. This is a PragerU video. We're going to be watching it, and I'll be commentating, and please feel free to talk about it in your own way, and we will have a fun discussion tearing it apart. It's great. Indoctrinating, pretending it's cringe. Oh no, it's definitely cringe. Yeah, always going to give you the shout-outs. Press strokes in the chat. I see a Marie. How you doing? This is gonna be fun. I was doing fine until the PragerU video popped up. We're doing this in a very kind of a different style than I normally do a content mine, where the pain or heel wheel is how we're deciding the videos tonight. All of the videos I've got together for today is on the wheel, and we spit it and just see what lands. And then we remove things as we go so we don't hit them twice. But it's not doing too bad. I hope you've been doing good and enjoying your weekend. Now, Stalkers 2 came out on Friday. I have played it for close to 40 hours. I'm going insane. Help. Marie, there's no cure for that. It's an addiction. I'm sorry. But like the rest of us, you're stuck with it. You have to play Soul Hackers. You have to play more of it. So just for the people joining in from Foxy Stream, a fair warning. Some of the stuff we're watching is going to be right-wing bullshit. Some of it's going to be conspiratorial bullshit. This is a very left-leaning channel. Not as left-leaning as some others. But, I'm pretty lefty. Pretty lefty. So we're going to be talking a lot of shit about the shit they're going to be saying. Plus, we have some other stuff that's more fun and enjoyable that hopefully we'll watch. I recommend cocaine. You need a stronger addiction about the other. There you go. I just got Yoshitsune. It was traditionally a very OP demon. Ooh, very nice. So, back to the video, I guess. But this is a PragerU video called "Is America Losing Its Mind?" So it's probably going to talk about how, like, being open-minded is bad. Oh, the shit's going to hit the fan. The shit already hit the fan. Michael Knowles is on screen. If you don't know who Michael Knowles is, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I have to introduce you to him. I'm so sorry. Michael Knowles, more like Michael Knowles nothing. Oh.
Should we have any standards at all? Or
yes.
Should the standards simply be anything goes?
That no one's saying that there should be no standards and that anything goes. For instance, here's one. Most of us don't like fascists. So, fascists are bad. False dichotomy? No. A false dichotomy in a PragerU video? Based on a straw man argument? Never. Dodo, I cannot believe... I am shocked. Shocked, I say, at your slander of PragerU. I couldn't get through that with a straight face. You can't see my face, but trust me. I was keeping a straight face, and the smile broke through still. No. But you're right, this is definitely a false dichotomy. Like, no one's saying there should be no standards. No one. Of course there should be standards. I'm just going to call them out for the record. I mean, you can, sure. But I think most people with, like, 2 brain cells rub together goes, PragerU is bullshit. It's just propaganda. That's all it is. But, yeah. No one says that anything should go. We all have limits and standards. The problem is the standards that these people like are bad. Because they tend to be kind of fascist. Religiously fascist in a lot of ways. Sometimes they're incredibly intolerant and racist and bigoted and sexist. You know? A lot of shit we don't like that's not good that they think is great because you can wrap it in an American flag and put a Bible on top and say, no, this is definitely good things. But let's see, this is only a just under 6 minute video and we're not even a minute fucking in yet. The fascist, if you will, true.
These are new questions.
They're
For most
not.
of American history, standards of acceptable behavior were generally agreed upon.
No. From the beginning of the fucking country, did you know that there were people that thought slavery was good, and then there were people that thought slavery was bad, and they were abolitionists. Now, they didn't have a lot of power, unfortunately, but there were people that certainly fucking thought that we shouldn't have slavery. And you know what? That means that there was a standard of behavior that was not completely acceptable, and that was agreed upon by everybody right fucking there, Michael. You dunce. And that's just a beginning thing. Some of them thought that the country should be religiously based, and then a lot of others said, no, it shouldn't be. Religion and politics should be separated. And there were people that disagreed with that. You disagree with that. And there were people like you who disagreed with it then. So it wasn't generally agreed upon even then. This isn't hard, Michael. You just don't have to be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't lie.
Today, we can't even agree on the difference between men and women.
We can. It has nothing to do with your chromosomes. Or even your primary sex characteristics. Because gender identity and gender in general is a social construct. Male and female is easy to identify because those are kind of have genetic markers to them. Their sex is easily defined. Generally, it's still bimodal, and there is in between, but we can more or less pretty consistently see what's male, what's female. The difference is gender isn't sex. Gender identity isn't sex, but it is biological because the brain is part of the human body and it's biological. So when it comes to gender identity, it does have a biology to it. And you know what it says? That man and women, those things, do not necessarily correspond with someone's sex. They can. Mine does. I am cisgendered. I am a man who is male. That coincides, and that's how I feel about myself. But that's not what everyone feels when it comes to being male. Not everyone feels like a man. And that's fine. Some people don't even feel like a man or woman. They feel somewhere in between. And that's fine too. That's great. Some don't even feel a connection to any of them. And that's fine. This isn't hard. It's only hard for people that have no basic fucking common understanding of science. Exactly. They are made up constructs. I mean, so is male and female technically because we came up with the terminology. It's just it's just descriptors that we use for things, animals basically that have XX chromosomes or XY chromosomes or whatever we decide is the male female dynamic for that. Because I think genetically speaking, not everything's XXXY in the animal kingdom. I could be wrong. I'm not the science person, but I just want to call him Mike exclusively in a patronizing way. I just want to call him dumbass. It's not really patronizing, it's just insulting, and that's what Michael deserves. It's just insults. But no, I mean, this isn't hard, and we can definitely agree on the difference between men and women. Men are people that identify as men. Women are people that identify as women. Simple. I've solved it for you. It's not that hard. It is just not that hard. Genetically speaking, chromosomes aren't even the biggest factor that goes towards sex. Exactly. When it comes to sex, chromosomes are only a part of that puzzle. You are correct. Hormones is a part of it, for sure. It's definitely a big part of it. Hormones are. But all I'm saying is that chromosomes aren't everything. Period. They're actually separate from gender identity and expression. Just that. Yeah, it is. And we can change hormones in trans people. Knowing stuff like that is fun when TERFs decide to play a game of biology. Well, when it comes to TERFs, when they want to play a biology, most people are playing chess and they're playing tiddlywinks. So, thing is, even people with XX or XY can produce hormones differently, exactly, because they exhibit different secondary characteristics. Yes, SRY gene is pretty important. Yeah, things are working again. It doesn't mean it's a good thing because we're watching PragerU, so take that for what you will. Welcome back, Nixon. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to be on. We're still not even a minute in. Let's keep going.
Those on the progressive left seem dead set on unsettling just about every settled question.
Oh, suck my dick, Michael. All you all do is upset shit. That's all you fuckers do. You can't even follow fucking science. Okay, let's just keep going.
All in the name of being open-minded.
No, it's called following the fucking science.
But can
I'm gonna stop every 2 seconds, aren't I? I need to stop.
Brains fall out? Do we need to tolerate every crackpot view under the sun?
You mean Trump won the 2020 election? That's a crackpot one if I ever heard it. Or how about QAnon? Or even anything that's a Republican view generally. Just saying. Okay, look, I'm not going to be Jake. I promise. If you don't know who Jake is from Hannah and Jake, the Bible Reloaded or whatever, sorry, you don't get the reference. But if you do know, I promise I won't be that. Subtle question. They weren't. Non-binary people have existed for centuries. Not even non-binary people. Just gender as a concept has been different for different cultures across the world since societies have started. Even before that. Because, I mean, like, not everything... Humans weren't part of societies in the early days. They had groupings, tribes. I wouldn't call it a society at that point. As much as just a bunch of varied tribes. But still. Those on the progressive left want to research everything in progress society. The shock. Just shocked Pikachu face. Oh, yeah. It's just one example. Oh, I know. Yeah. I was agreeing with you, though, yeah. It's so dumb having to go back over the same shit every fucking time with these idiots. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That was interesting. Apparently Hebrew has words for 7 different genders. I know in India, at the very least, they have at least 3 gender identities right now. I might be wrong. I know that there's one that's kind of all-encompassing, with like non-binary and trans people, but there's some other stuff going on there too. And like the whole India situation on that front is a landmine that I'm not well versed enough to go into in any depth. So do not look to me on that one. But still, India, the Hijra, which is basically non-binary. That's another one. Yep, exactly. At least I think it's that or they're more trans women. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that, but I've had that discussion about the Hijra before. Yeah, talk about around the time of Jesus. Yeah, well, Jesus, quote unquote, because we don't know if there was even a Jesus or multiple Jesuses, where Jesus is just a composite person from multiple people. We don't know.
No matter how harmful, no matter how false, do we need, for example, to keep an open mind on murder?
We literally do already. We already do. Question, conservatives. Why do you want to let so many people have guns? Murder's bad, and people do a lot of murder when there's a lot of guns out. And in fact, the police do a lot of murder when they have guns, as we've been seeing forever here in the U.S. So, you're okay with murder if it's murder by cop. If it's specifically people you may see as bad, even if they aren't bad, because, well, they should have just, complied. And other stupid shit like that. Around the time they think Jesus lived in the area he would have lived, it's just nice to throw that in their face. Oh, yeah, definitely. Do we need no plan of murder? Like whether a kid with a gun in Kenosha act in self-defense, Mr. Knowles? He just destroyed his own point. No way he's not a Rittenhouse fan. Oh, of course he fucking is. They justify shit all the time. That's all they do.
Of course not. That question's settled, and every citizen has an obligation to follow the law, even if someone doesn't want to.
You do realize that you can justify murder. In self-defense, you can murder somebody. It is still murder. Killing another person is murder, but there's justifiable murder in the sense that you have to protect yourself. So, you destroyed your own fucking point before you even got it across because you accept it because of self-defense already, Michael. Also, good to note that it's mostly conservatives who are okay with the death penalty, which I would argue is murder. Yes, state-funded murder. The death penalty is state-funded fucking murder, and I am against it. I think it should be abolished. We should not have the state murdering people. I am fine with, like, lifetime imprisonment for, like, severe fucking crimes. But I prefer the more rehabilitative form of prison, not this punitive, like, fucking, work mill, enslavement version of prison that we have here with our for-profit bullshit. Because, let's face it, the prison system here in the U.S. is slavery. It just is. We outlawed the death penalty in '97. Almost everyone supports it staying gone. Good. Your citizens are less insane than ours. We don't have rehabilitative prisons here. Nope. It is exactly Magna Carta. It very much is. It is legalized slavery. Like That's the very dirty open secret. Slavery is not gone in the U.S. It just isn't. It's just changed forms and is regulated a little bit harder by the government. And it got rid of the death penalty, I think New Hampshire did. Nice. It's saying it is New Hampshire, right? What you're saying. Also, always shocks me that it was still existent while you've been alive. Yeah. You still have a person on death row? Fucking Christ. Although I think the last time anyone was executed was in the 1880s or something. I am trying to think of the last time. I don't know if this was here in the U.S. or if it was in the U.K., but like the last like kind of public execution, it was a beheading. Like, if I remember correctly, it was a beheading or hanging. I cannot remember. It might have been a hanging, but like there's some slight video of it. But like they'd like cleared the streets or something like that, but somebody kind of managed to catch it. I'd have to look it up. I'm not going to do it on here, by the way. So, Twitch, don't get on my ass. I'm not going to look it up here, but it's fucking terrifying. Yeah, they shouldn't be on death row if that's the case. All right, let's try to get this shit
Even
done.
if he identifies as a serial killer.
Oh, for
How about a more
fuck's sake.
controversial example?
Oh, this will be good.
Consider the case of Drag Queen Story Hour.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Nope, let's just keep going. Let's just get... on the one hand, I'm against capital punishment, but on the other, capitalists. That fucking leap. Oh, I know. Go talking about murder to Drag Queen Story Hour. So go get it. Our governor vetoed every attempt to abolish it, but in 2019 our Congress overrode it. Good. Good. Wish the rest of the fucking country could get that way.
An activist organization that sends transvestite men wearing
Let's just keep watching.
sexualized clothing into elementary schools.
Wearing sexualized clothing. Okay, no. Remember, this is going to be sexualized. Let's see. How is this sexualized? How is that sexualized? Knowles, do you think this is sexy? Is this sexy? Is it just all sexy? Is this sexy to you? It's a dress with a unicorn hat. I mean, this isn't dressing sexy. They're not dressing in like leather and just like really high, like pulled up dresses with like ass hanging out or something like that. They're wearing dresses. The flying fuck are you talking about, Michael? Really? The reason conservatives think women's clothes are sexualized is because they just see women as sex objects for the pleasure of men. Yes. It's why that is so common among conservatives. Yeah. Your electric toothbrush is smarter than this guy. Look. I mean, yeah, I know you want to talk big about your toothbrush, but let's be fair, that's a very low bar. Very, very low bar. I know Songbird's smarter than Knowles. They're not even parrots. Drag Queen Story Hour. Something that 9 out of 10 are public ticketed events that parents can opt into. Second, drag queens are not always trans people. True. They're not. Often they're straight cis men who like dressing up in costumes. It's a thing that's dated back to before World War I. Yeah, pantomime. Right? Yeah, also pantomime has been happening in the UK for centuries. Drag Queen Story Hour is closely related, but for some reason it's not okay. Because people are like, oh, you can't sexualize kids. Meanwhile, the same people that cry that out tend to be people that abuse their children, or people that support child marriage. Hi, U.S. conservatives. How you doing on that front? So let's keep going. We're still goddamn. We're diving into the second minute.
Public libraries to read books and sometimes even dance in front of little kids.
Okay.
In the name of tolerance, must we allow men to strap on stilettos and wiggle around in front of toddlers?
What? Okay, so if they were doing the same kind of dancing at, say, a wedding, with kids present, but not in stilettos or a dress, would you start crying fucking foul, Michael? Somehow I fucking doubt you would, you little fucking shithead. I wore eyeliner to school as a teenager. Oh, I've seen some of the pictures, James, I know. That's non-gender conforming attire around other kids. I guess Knowles thinks I should have been arrested, probably. Probably thinks you were a Satanist. It's not sexualizing kids, though. Neither does Panto. It's typically men dressed as extravagant women. It's the same thing. It is. It really is. It's just a bullshit argument because they're fucking transphobes, they're fucking homophobes, and they're just fucking pieces of shit. Not the stilettos.
Even when our communities object? Even when we know that it's wrong?
It's not fucking wrong. It just fucking isn't. And every one of you pearl-clutching motherfuckers need to just shut the fuck up. And you know what you need to do? If you don't want your kids involved with it, fine. Keep them home and you fucking read to them, you sorry sacks of shit. I know most of you don't have a reading level above the 2nd grade, but hey, you know what? You can read 1 fish, 2 fish. It's right into your reading level. Sorry, I'm a little spicy right now. I'll be good. I don't think Knowles knows what words mean. No. Yeah, it isn't mandatory. It's voluntary. Don't bring your kids to it. And don't try to talk about what other people should do with their kids. Because I think you all like to talk about how people shouldn't do that with your kids. That's why you like homeschooling and private schools and stuff like that. How about this? Don't get involved with other people's kids if you don't want them getting involved with yours. How about that? Okay. Fun fact, there was a drag queen story time here. 3 people showed up to protest, and normies who were around told the protesters to piss off because it's just drag queens. Good. Good. That's the fucking right response. It should be telling every fucking bigot to fuck off. Every time. Frankly, I would add throwing tomatoes. Just because I like to be a classic. You know, classic person like that. I want people to get, like, rotten food. You shouldn't do that because that's assault. I'm just saying I wouldn't fucking cry about it. Milkshakes are a great way, too. You can just do milkshakes. Conservatives hate milkshakes.
This example is a little bit tougher for the tolerance crowd.
Oh, is it? We had a major incident recently with ASAS protesting Drag Queen Story Hour. Our panto culture has been brought up, and it's such a good point. Every Christmas, the TV is filled with panto. Everyone goes to panto shows. No one's ever said shit. I swear it's just because drag queens have a stereotype of being gay. It's that and all of the anti-trans stuff. I'm going to head out to hang with some friends. I hope you all have a wonderful stream. Mag, you take care of yourself, all right? And have a good time. You stay safe, all right, buddy? I'll see you tomorrow for Doctor Who.
Not because the answer is obvious. It is.
It isn't. Not in your eyes, it isn't. It's obvious to the rest of us. You're just fucking delusional. It's almost impressive how they're wrong at every step. They're trying to build an argument that every step... Yeah, exactly. They're building a house of broken boards.
But because any way you answer, someone's views are not going to be tolerated.
Yeah. You know what shouldn't be tolerated? You. Your views are shit. They shouldn't be tolerated. Like, if it would be one thing that if someone was dressing up, like, really fucking provocatively and, like, dancing in extremely provocative ways. I'm talking, like, actual, like, stripper dancing, like, getting up and grinding on people and stuff. You know, or like, anything like that. You know, towards kids, to try to be erotic towards kids. That'd be a completely different argument, Michael. But that's not what's happening with, you know, Drag Queen Story Hour at all. They're pretending to be characters while reading a book, and fancy dress, and wigs, and extravagant makeups. I mean, what? Like, if you see a woman wearing some of these dresses, you wouldn't bat an eye unless you're really fucking puritanical, but that's a different story. It's like, oh no, ankle. But, like, there's nothing here that's objectionable unless you're a fucking weirdo. Which, most conservatives are weirdos. So, go figure. If someone wore Slave Leah's outfit and twerked in front of them, sure, that's not good. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. They're going to address the paradox of tolerance. Nope, I don't look into what they have, but that's a fairly powerful argument to leave totally unaddressed. They think it's a stupid argument. Then again, they don't think in arguments above like 2 steps usually.
If we answer, yes, we do need to tolerate Drag Queen Story Hour,
Yeah.
then we are refusing to tolerate the wishes of parents and taxpayers.
Yeah, but the other people are taxpayers too. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for wars. Do I get a say? Do we get to stop paying for wars now? No. Then fuck off. You don't get to stop the Drag Queen story times.
Who don't want their public property used in drag shows for...
Show me in the Constitution where it says drag queens are wrong to do on public property. Show me where it says that. I'd love to see it. Tolerate implies there's something intolerable about it. Not the interpretation of, nuh-uh, solve the paradox. Oh, I know,
For kids.
Gwen, I do too.
If we answer no, we're refusing to tolerate the wishes and behavior of the transvestites who want to perform in public schools.
You're also forgetting about the parents that are not having a problem with this. The taxpayer people that you're... Suddenly one is like, oh, but the taxpayers are saying this. Yeah, about the taxpayers that are for it. You gonna say anything about them? No? Because it's fucking convenient for you?
There is no world in which the answer to this question accommodates and tolerates everyone and everything.
Correct. And we shouldn't tolerate your stance. It's that simple. End of story. They're not transvestites. I know. I know. I know. I fucking know. It's so fucking obnoxious to deal with this stupid shit.
So the question that divides us is not whether every public behavior must be tolerated. The question that divides us is which public behaviors should be tolerated and which should not.
Bigotry should not be. Simple. Ta-da! It's like dressing as a clown or Jack Sparrow. What the fuck, Mikey?
For most of American history, if a man dressed up in sexual clothing to perform for children,
it's not sexual. It's not sexual. And no one would have dressed like that in another part of history. No one would have. Women still wouldn't have done that. You know why? Because women weren't even showing ankle at that point in time. That was considered risque. Okay? You stupid fucker.
he'd be arrested.
Except they're not doing this.
For centuries, America had refused to tolerate all sorts of bad things.
Here's something that the U.S. didn't stop. Bear with me on this one. Oh, God. Why am I forgetting the word now? Fuck, I hate this. Shows where they did the thing you shouldn't do that is incredibly racist on stage. I'm forgetting the word. I just don't want to say it. Ever heard of the Globe Theater? Shakespeare and men played both men and women? Correct. What's argued about the historical standpoint? God, that was bad reading. A historical standpoint from most of human history, there's been drag shows. What are they fucking called? God, I'm hating this. Yeah, because all the men were allowed to perform. Women weren't allowed. Thank you. That's what we're looking. We're looking at historical. These are bad. No one should do this. This was put on in front of audiences. Men, women, children. So you're saying, Michael, well, they used to do blackface back then, and it was perfectly fine. Right, Michael? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, for a long time in human history, they used to do this. And it was wrong, Michael. Right? Though I don't know if you'd agree with that necessarily. But this stuff happened. You know this is unacceptable. This is awful. Michael would probably support that, to be fair. I wouldn't doubt it. Probably think it's fucking funny. But this was done in front of kids. And you know what? The police didn't do anything about this. They might do something now because people would fucking call it in if they're being, like, really bad. Free speech. Ugh. But you're saying, like, oh, people are going drag. And yet, men performing as women is not only far older than Drag Queen Story Hour, it transcends fucking cultures. Try this way. Like, this isn't new. Even fucking Japan with kabuki, a lot of time it's men playing. It was for a long time men playing the men's parts and the women's parts. Like this, this is something that's been going on for centuries at this point. Yeah, me and Quinn are on the same wavelength here. This is where the bullshit when it comes to Michael Knowles' argument. It's just bullshit. Men still play women in kabuki and keep it traditional. Exactly. In some places that is true. Japan is fairly socially regressive on LGBTQ issues. So if Japan is more progressive on this than you got some thinking to do. True.
Such as obscenity, the incitement to violence.
Oh, fuck off the obscenity. Really? 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 Let's have fun. Let's see. Oh, look. Look at this. I'm sorry. What was this about? Obscenities, Michael? Look at this shit. Look at the obscenity. Look at the obscenity, Michael, from your side. Going to point out again that Shakespeare had Auster's obscenities in some of his parts. Oh, yeah.
And public nudity. Even when such laws and limits have been...
The nudity one gets vary depending where you're at, because there are places it's legal to be nude. What the hell? Did you self-censor on that one, Quinn, or did something else censor it? That was weird.
Or gone unenforced. It isn't as though some sort of pure tolerance has blossomed in their place. Instead, old intolerance has been replaced by new intolerance.
Yeah, we're less tolerant of bigotry. Go figure.
50 years ago, a teacher might be fired for teaching the Communist Manifesto.
Fired? They'd be arrested. The fuck are you talking about, Michael? The Red Scare? Oh, you were correcting yourself. Okay. I thought I tried to censor you in some weird way, but no. The Red Scare happened. McCarthyism. They pull people in for fucking being communists to be, like, tried and shit. They didn't just fire them. You became an enemy of the state almost.
In school. Today, a teacher could be fired for teaching the Bible.
Yeah, because the state cannot establish religion. That means you can't teach the Bible. Now, you can teach it in the sense of a historical document and a study of religions from around the world. In a purely educational sense, you can teach the Bible. You can't preach the Bible. That's the difference there, Michael. So you're lying, and you're twisting that truth just a little bit. I need to sleep, beauties. Yeah, not a problem. Have an amazing... We'll try it if we can get fucking past this video. We've been on this for so long. I am so sorry. I'm dragging out how long I have to talk to Michael Knowles. But Fox, you have a great night. You take care of yourself, okay? You're an enemy of the state because you believe money is garbage. I mean, yeah, for capitalists, that'd be very true. Communism is based as fuck. Hey. This is the people I've cultivated in my community. Aren't they fun? They're lovely people. And they're people everyone should go and follow. Hey!
Your Uber make reminder. Take your damn mate, or I'll punch you, Uber. Love you, very cutie.
Nice people don't get rich. Yeah.
Try not to injure your stars for the big event.
Oh god. If you follow me, I'll try to evade. Fair.
Have one tag and one solo match.
Yeah, sometimes it gives us nice clips. That's our momentary break from this video. Let's get back into to Michael Knows lying. But you know what's funny? A teacher will get fired for teaching CRT right now, Michael. Except they're not teaching CRT. But if they were, you're trying to fire them for teaching something. So you're saying that it's wrong to do that? Then why are conservatives trying to do that? Even though no one's actually teaching people under fucking college level education critical race theory. But don't let that get in the way of the facts, right? None of y'all have seen me from the back. You can't follow me so easily.
In school. 10 years ago, if you called a man a woman, you'd probably get a punch in the nose.
Okay, so 10 years ago, if you misgendered somebody, they'd punch you. Today, if you misgender someone, they probably should still punch you. But you shouldn't, because that's assault and battery, but you know what I mean. As a teacher, we don't have time to teach CRT with all the standardized testing. Yeah.
Today, if you refuse to call a man a woman, you might find yourself banned from social media.
Oh no! How awful. If you misgender somebody, there's consequences for your actions, just like there would have been 10 years ago.
Expelled from school or out of a job.
Okay, one, if you... this is conservatives' fault on the fired from your job thing, because you want to tie everything to your fucking work all the fucking time and push having to work... Yeah. Well, that's a great sentence coming to. Hey, Forky, how you doing? We're having a content mine stream, and it's videos of various things. Some of them aren't pleasant. This one's PragerU, if that tells you about the unpleasantness. Hi. Look, should people be fired for the things they say off the clock? It depends. Sununu? I don't know how to pronounce that. No, I don't think I do, because I'm not familiar. But yeah, no, like, should somebody be fired for being, like, racist off the clock? I kind of don't see a problem with the company going, hey, whoa, you work for us? And if people know you work for us and you're saying this shit, that doesn't look good for us, so hey, no. That's their choice. They have the right to fire you. That is what the right to work is. You all wanted that shit. Companies can fire you for any reason. Sorry, conservatives. That's your snafu. You pushed for that shit. Not our fault that you get to suffer the comeuppance from it. Most companies have a policy in a contract to not make the company look bad. Exactly. He was trending on Twitter earlier for demanding Biden apologize to Republicans. Oh, for calling them semi-fascist. I mean, you should have just called them fascists, what they are. Funny enough, there's a northern mockingbird that follows me around when I'm outside. Hey, the bird knows where the bird parrot is, so, and often my governor makes headlines, but when he does, it's a doozy. Gotta love it. And racism and transphobia and homophobia and other various forms of hate and bigotry will make the company look bad if they allow it. Correct. They pushed for it so they could fire non-Christians and gays. They just angry they gotta play by the same rules they set. Correct. That is exactly it. And before I forget, because I forgot earlier.
So then who decides what those limits of toleration should be?
Society does, generally. And for the most part, society says, hey, don't be a bigot. Now, bigotry is on the rise in this country, and acceptance of bigotry is on the rise in this country. Fucking sadly, but it is. So we're trying to stop it from getting any worse.
Until relatively recently, the answer was, we the people decide. It sounds quaint now, but we had what were once called community standards.
The standards changed. Sorry.
And what were those standards based on?
Oh, I swear to God. I swear to fucking God if you say religion.
The short answer is tradition.
Okay. It was the second option. Tradition. Traditions change.
That is, what has worked well in the past?
Well, science wasn't traditional. Because science wasn't a thing in the early part of the past. And you had traditions with, like, homeopathic bullshit. Should you stick with that? You know, it doesn't work and it can be harmful. Like how people used to... Here's a tradition for you. They're often rooted in religion. They are, but not always. Here's one. Whitening makeup. So there was a time where people would use kind of like creams or powders or something to whiten their faces, to look paler. A lot of the time, those beauty products had mercury or other harmful ingredients to them that could not only cause damage but could kill you potentially. But it was traditional to make yourself look paler in higher society, and it was tradition to kind of emulate the higher societies because traditionally paler skin was more attractive in some of these societies. So tradition was getting people fucking killed or maimed, Michael. Tradition is not necessarily good. In fact, I would say generally, it's bad. See? Easy. Blackening teeth in Japan, it was seen as improper for women to show their teeth, so they blackened them. There was another one. Yeah, fuck tradition, exactly. It's the same situation as that hilarious situation in Texas. They made a law where every school has to display the phrase "In God We Trust" and have to display anything that says that publicly, so people are donating shit that says "In God We Trust" in Arabic, and they have to display it because they don't specify what language. That's great. Appeal to tradition is a fallacy. Correct. He's just doing the fallacy. He's not trying to leave it. Yeah, I mean, what'd you expect? Not to do a fallacy on PragerU? That's all they build their shit on. How the hell was Sophist me back in the high school debate better at this? I don't know. I've never been good at this. Foot binding, God, that's another one. That was China, if I remember correct. At least that's the most well-known one, I believe. But it wasn't only China. Some societal rules are fucking weird. What's wrong with women showing teeth? Like, oh no, she has teeth. How dare she? There's a lot of fucked things in a lot of cultures. Traditions are not necessarily good, Michael. That is a bullshit argument. And yes, it's a fallacy.
Today, we seem to live in a world with no reference to the past.
What? What are you talking about? No, we understand the past. We just try to learn from it. You just want to run back to it.
We live in what British journalist Douglas Murray has dubbed Year Zero.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Year Zero. This will be good.
It is presumed that we are much smarter than all those who lived before us.
I mean, in a lot of ways, yes. I am saying this very general. There are some really stupid, brain dead people in this world, but generally, yes, we are smarter than the people that came before us because we have more knowledge than them. Like, none of the people on screen saw a flying machine We say them every day. Even if we can't all fly them, we have a basic understanding of them and how they work. That would be fucking witchcraft to them. So, I mean, yes, we are smarter than them. That doesn't mean that everyone's intelligent. But we, as just a general society around the world, generally, we are smarter today than we were the smartest people in the past. And I mean this collectively because we have a more broad collective knowledge. It's just a fact. If you listen closely, you can hear Sanders. Oh no, we're not hitting blood boiling yet. You've not heard my blood boiling ones. I am mean when they gets that bad. Just listen to some of the shit that boomers and the gold generation thought were true. I'm not as smart as the genius who built the pyramids or invented math. Yeah, definitely. But I'm saying we've expanded on that, so our knowledge base, even of math, far exceeds what was around originally. Far exceeds what was around 2, 3, 5, 7 centuries, 1,000 years, 3,000 years ago. It builds Michael exactly. I just had to rant on commas. Ah, jeez. Yeah, we have more knowledge. We aren't necessarily smarter. Science is commutative. Philosophy is commutative. And it builds. Yeah, exactly.
This is a dangerous way of thinking because it's not rooted in anything.
It's rooted in the fact that we have more fucking knowledge, Michael. We just have more.
And it can be uprooted by the next political fad.
You mean like how the Nazis were destroying information from a certain institute that the famous photos of the book burnings come from, where we had more knowledge, and all of a sudden they were trying to uproot it because of a political perspective, Michael? Is that what you're talking about? Something like that, maybe? Something like that? Stuff for him to kind of rediscover and relearn because Nazis destroyed the information, and the stuff you're trying to be negative about and offensive and bigoted against trans people about, stuff like that, maybe? Just, I don't know, maybe. Nah, move on.
Of course, not everything that was done in the past was good or ought to be preserved into the future.
Correct.
For centuries, slavery was commonplace, but it wasn't good.
Too bad you all try to caveat it all the time, but you know. So much trans science was destroyed by the Nazi fucking... Yeah, exactly. It is rooted in the past, you dingus. Learning what doesn't work helps to learn what does work. Even the premises fail. Yeah.
But tradition is the anchor that helps us discern the good.
Slavery was traditional. Did you know that, Michael? But traditions are based stuff, I thought, with you. They're good. Traditions are good.
It avails us of the wisdom of the ages, and this discernment of the good led us to abolish slavery.
No, it was people going against tradition that did that.
Even though some of the founding fathers owned slaves, they knew it was wrong.
Nope, just gonna keep going.
They were
almost there.
In the biblical idea that all men...
Oh, fuck off, Michael. Fuck right off. Exodus 20 You scum-lapping sack of shit. The biblical idea that all men are created equal. Fuck off. It's traditional to stone people to death. They go far enough so that must, yeah, exactly. You should murder your unruly children, Michael. Fucking Christ, I hate this argument. I hate this every time I have to hear it. The Bible didn't support slavery. It supported it. It showed you how to enslave not only your Hebrew slaves, but the non-Hebrew ones. It told you how to beat them, and how if they died after a certain amount of days, it was okay. You weren't going to get in trouble. How you can pass them down to your kids as property. How you can trick your Hebrew slaves into indefinite servitude by giving them a wife And the child, and sure, he could go free after his term, which was about 7 years, if I remember correctly. But you could trick him if he still wants to stay there and be married. He can willingly be your slave because you're not letting the kid or kids and the wife go. So don't you sit here and lie like that, Michael. That is 100% an outright goddamned lie. You pathetic worm. This is blood boiling. This is where me mad gets. Slaves obey your masters, especially the cruel ones. That was the rest of the quote. How is this convincing to anyone with a moment's thought? They don't fucking think, Dodo. That's it. Why is this what works? There isn't even any art to the argument. It doesn't even try. Lazy, phoned in, awful. It's not even trying because conservatives are fucking dumb. I'm just going to be honest. I think most of them are just fucking dumb. They're some of the stupidest goddamn people I've ever met. Not all of them are necessarily stupid, but they believe some stupid shit. Some might be reasonable in some areas, but a lot of them aren't. Centrists are about the same fucking way. They knew it was wrong, which is why when Thomas Jefferson tried to write banning it into the Constitution, Washington, Adams, and many more made him change it. It's also why he slept with his slaves, which was pretty much not consensual because, you know, you're going to tell your master no? I get relies on the person being totally uncritical, looking into nothing. Dodo, we're talking about religious conservatives. They don't critically think. They don't look into anything. They just accept what's told to them because it makes them feel good. That's it. Nothing else. That hurts the bitter me, and I'm half my life removed from that. Yeah. The people who listen to Preg already believe this shit. No one is convinced by these arguments. No. They're easily convinced by these arguments, but they're arguments they were convinced at years ago because they never critically thought about it, and no one challenged them. I am so sick of this. Well, Christians are the reason slavery's bad. Christians were part of the whole slavery thing, too. Their books supported it. What their books were written from supported it. Slavery has gone back to many religions, to many cultures. It was always bad. Christianity's no different. It was a part of it. It was bad. Christians were supporting fucking civil rights not being given to minority groups, to black people in this country, and would use the Bible to justify it. So you can't sit here and talk about how things were anchored in the biblical idea that all men are created equal. Nowhere is that stated in the Bible. Nowhere is that actually true. Nowhere. Sorry if I'm blowing anyone's ears out, by the way. I'll be quieter here in a minute once we're past this bullshit. We've been on this way too long. We're almost done. We got a minute left, roughly. We'll get through this. I promise. The people... I don't get people just being like, yes, this makes sense, and not spending a single second considering it. It doesn't make sense.
Or created in the image of God.
Oh, sorry. In the image of God. My bad. It's still the same fucking argument, though.
And that tension eventually guided the country.
My rant still fucking stands. It still fucking stands. It's no different. Created equal. Well, that's what they're trying to say, is they're all equal because they're all in the image of God.
Toward abolition. If we're going to overturn social norms, the burden of proof that radical social changes are going to make things better should be on the revolutionaries, not on the defenders of tradition.
No, you should have to defend your fucking tradition. Fuck you. We're saying this is better. Why? For this reason. Why do you think the tradition's better? You're not giving us a fucking reason. But my grand says the Old Testament was written specifically with the worldview in mind. And since slavery was a thing, but that stupid fucking compartmentalized argument, I hate it. No. Not a jot nor tittle of the old law will be changed until heaven and earth come to pass. The Old Testament still counts. They can't use Jesus as an argument and a get-out-free card for the stupid, disgusting shit in the Old Testament. At all. Because I hate to tell you, has heaven come to pass? Nope. Earth's still here too. That means your laws in the Old Testament are still fucking valid. According to your stupid little pamphlet. Fuck gender, fuck capitalism, fuck authority, super gay, trans anarchist, communism. Let's fucking go.
The conservatives.
Oh, fuck off. There's traditions that aren't conservative. Fuck off.
Conservatives have over 3,000 years of history behind them.
3,000? Michael. Wait. Human society is older than 3,000 years old. What about the traditions that are older than 3,000 years old? Aren't you being the radical then, you fucking dolt? Oh, God, Michael. Oh. You're one of the most ridiculous motherfuckers.
The Bible, the Magna Carta, English common law, the American Constitution, the Gettysburg Address. I'll take that over Drag Queen Story Hour any day. How about you?
No.
I'm Michael Knowles, host of The Michael Knowles Show.
Oh my God, I'm glad that's fucking over. We're done. We're done with this. Fuck off, Michael. Fuck right off. Oh. I am so sorry. That should not have been this long. But there was just so much wrong. There was so much dumb shit. There's so much. I'll quiet down now, I think. Okay. Let's spin the wheel and find what's next, shall we? Oh, fuck off. No. No. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We should make a special place for conservatives like this where there's no vaccines, no running water, no technology, and then see what they say about tradition. My tribe has a tradition of 3 genders. Why can't we have our tradition? Why is it only your white tradition that matters? Fucking true. Why? Because I love you all so very much. Yeah, that's fair, Marie. Vegan teacher, everyone. Have you asked your vet if he or she still eats their own patients? Speciesism is alive and well. So for those who don't know who the vegan teacher is, again, I'm sorry. Vegan teacher is a complete piece of shit who is like militantly vegan, and I mean pretty fucking militant, as in the like, we should spirit you away from your homes and correct your thinking or jail you kind of extreme. My tradition is that Michael Knowles pays me $1 million a year. Fucking wish. He doesn't even have that much. So bear with me on this one. This is gonna be bad. Is she gonna sing? Oh God, she's singing. Vegan teacher equates human slavery to us eating meat. Yup.
I'm always in the mood to save animals and eat delicious vegan food. I'm always in the mood.
Okay, look, before we get any farther on this, if you're vegan, that's fine. I'm not going to mock you for just being vegan. That's fine. It's your body. You decide what you put in it as far as the food you eat. If you want to be unhealthy and have like McDonald's and like pizza, you know, and just like high sodium, if that's what you want, cool. If you're not vegan, cool. If you're vegetarian, cool. That's a personal choice. But don't be this fucking person. Just don't. I literally can't be vegan. I would fucking die. Accurate. That is very true of a lot of people. The funniest thing about this video playing now is I literally have a burger on the way, which I will devour with great pleasure. I don't. I have a thing of tuna in here with me, though. I'll probably have that afterwards. You had spicy chicken? Nice. Please don't sing anymore.
Check the label, check the label, check the label. If it's
Oh my
vegan,
fucking God.
it's okay.
Do you see why I limit pain or heels, everyone?
If it's vegan, the animals will say. trying to stab you, they're trying to murder you, to call you bacon and burn you in a frying pan.
So hello everyone. I had a very interesting experience.
I promise I won't pause this very
We
much.
took Bella to the vet to get her medication.
Otherwise, we'll never get
The
through this.
medication that she gets all the time.
We're gonna let the
It's not-
insanity speak for itself here.
And it wasn't even actually an appointment.
Okay.
And in the vet clinic, there's a store attached to it. So I was looking around there and trying to see.
Sorry for
vegan
it.
dog food.
I'm sorry.
And so I asked, and they said, "Oh, we
Yeah.
don't have any vegan dog food here." So I said, "Why is that?" And they said, "Oh, we just don't have it." And I said, "Well, would you consider getting some? Because that way you don't have to murder other animals."
Yes, how dare we let animals that are omnivorous, primarily carnivorous, but omnivorous nonetheless, not eat part of their diet? Because animals might die. But they would die in the wild anyway, because they'd be eaten by the thing that wants to eat them and lives off eating them. Your argument's already stupid, ma'am. She shouldn't be allowed to have a dog. Yeah. Circle of life, bitch. Exactly. We just help it along and keep it round. If someone catch that pig, I would make him bacon and burn him in a frying pan. Jesus. Yep. I've never murdered an animal,
For your
but I
dog.
eat it.
And I said, "Look, Bella here is a patient of yours." Like,
Okay.
her doctors are just right next door, her vets. Not even next door, it's like in the same open area. And I said,
Who
"Look,
knows?"
she's been vegan for 5 years, and the woman's like, "Yeah,
I hate
know
people who
Bella.
force cats to be vegan and then they say they're
She's
happy and
Her
healthy.
body's
Yeah.
fine, her pee is fine, her poo is fine. You guys are always telling us that she's healthy. And she eats vegan dog food. Now, we don't buy it here, we buy it somewhere else, but, why wouldn't you have it here and we can buy it?"
Because primarily people don't have their dogs have the vegan diet. That's why. Just go buy it where you want to buy it. Just go buy it and shut up. Why don't you sell it here? They don't have to. They don't have to cater to you. There are places that sell it. Go there. Order it online. I don't care. Stop being pretentious shit.
I'm trying to show you Bella's face. She's looking
Probably
at
not the
the
black
window.
cat. Hi. Welcome.
My husband went into the store. So anyway,
You're crying for a day. She stuffs the snail.
then I
Uh,
said, "Well, would you mind?"
yeah, I didn't say hi to you before. I
the
wanted to
manager
say hi
felt
before I
like a
forgot.
Karen when I said this, can I speak to the manager? And I said, "I'd like to ask if they could have some vegan dog food here."
They're not going to order shit for one fucking person. Okay? They're just not. If they want to do a special order, then maybe can do that, but they're not going to start carrying a whole line if it's not going to be profitable for them. That's just the way it goes.
And she said, I don't, she won't do it. They won't do it. And I said, "Well, could we ask?" She said, "Well, I'll ask." And I said, "Okay, would you like to write down the brand names?"
I could sense vegan phobia right away. If there's ever a person that I would hope that a meteor comes crashing down on, not a big one, enough to just small crater, very small, maybe one casualty. This is definitely one of the people I might have on the list of hopes. I could name several more, but just saying, something natural happens, I wouldn't cry. Okay, so I'm low-key pagan, like in a down-to-earth way. Things live, they die, other things eat them. It helps more life grow. Yeah, the cycle's important. Literally, the planet relies on this. My druidness hates people like her with a passion. I hate her. I hate her for a lot of the same reasons. I'm not pagan, but I agree with the viewpoint about, the cycle of life and how everything works, and fucking with the food chain fucks with everything. Vegan dogs and cats are gonna eat like kings when their owners die. True. Unless people get there fast enough.
Yeah, okay. And I could sense this vegan phobia.
It's not a thing.
I could sense
Sorry.
this tension already. Like, I was literally in a veterinarian's office,
Yeah.
like, in the store attached to it.
Is the store part of it, or is it just connected to it? They may not be under the same, ownership. Just saying. It could be a working relationship.
affiliated with it, asking for vegan dog food. And you could already feel the tension. It was so strange.
Maybe because they know who you
So
are.
I said, well, I would appreciate if you would write down a couple of brand names that are vet approved and ask your manager to have them here.
They don't have to.
And she's like,
There.
okay.
The store clerk
she
probably
asked
just
me for
didn't want to
names,
deal with the
told her
Karen.
a couple
Yeah.
of brand names. And then
My sister got a
turned
dog
out
and
my
tried to
husband
make him
was
eat
talking
vegan.
to
Surprisingly,
another
he ended up in
person
hospital.
from
She wasn't
vet
happy, but eventually she got him actual food. Good.
And they were looking at
What? Animal murderers always feel subconsciously guilty? I don't feel fucking guilty. I'm an animal. I'm omnivorous. One of the things that I eat as part of the whole omnivorous thing is meat. I like meat. It sustains me, as well as vegetables and fruits and grains. It is part of my diet. It is natural for me to eat meat. I do not feel guilty about it. I feel guilty about the process, maybe. Because there are more humane ways that we could do it. Like the way we do mass farming when it comes to animal husbandry is disgusting in a lot of ways. In many, many, many ways. But I don't feel guilty about the act of eating meat itself. Ever. Ever. So don't push that bullshit there. Because you're killing your dog or just not giving them proper nutrition. I guess doing well enough for the dog to be healthy. I guess the vet would say something by now. Yeah. But in the meantime, kill the pig.
dog food. And there was one brand that was apparently, if you look at the ingredients, it says vegetarian on it, but it was apparently vegan. They were looking for any eggs.
It's still not sure the brand was actually vegan.
Other products in there.
I mean, look, it went out and killed an animal. I went out and killed an animal for no reason. Yeah, I'd feel guilty. Hell, I feel guilty for the mice I have to kill for work. But I eat cows and chickens, and I don't kill them personally
So
anyway.
that brand
Yeah.
seemed like it was vegan. So I said, well, if this is actually a vegan brand, why aren't you telling people? Like, people who come in here would love to know this information.
They'd fucking look. Look at the ingredients yourself. You have eyes. It's not their job to do it. Be responsible. Look. Just look.
So that they can make a decision to not pay for murder for other animals or pay for these cycles of violence. I said to her,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
do you know what they do in the dairy industry? Did you?
Yes, we know what they do in the dairy industry. We know what they do with chicks. We know how they do with chickens. We know all this stupid bullshit. Stop. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna shame someone into being vegan. At least no one with any fucking sense. If you choose, after looking at information and taking an actual educated look, and decide, hey, veganism sounds right for me, that's fine. That's great. And I support you. But if you're going to try to shame someone into it, they're not going to actually commit. That's not how it works. You don't shame people into committing to a completely different lifestyle like that, and not in a healthy way anyway. Be well informed and make the best decision for you. That's it. Oh, I muted it by
Take
accident.
the baby cows away from their mothers and murder them because they'll never be able to give milk. They're considered to be useless. And she just looked at me like she was stunned. Like she didn't actually know this.
Or she was like, oh my god, why are you talking to me about this? Maybe. I'm working. I don't get paid enough for this.
A person who works.
People like her act like we don't care
in a
about animals. I hate
veterinarian
spiders, but I refuse to kill
doesn't
them.
know the basics.
I can't
And
get
she
rid of
said,
them without killing them,
I said,
so
"Whoops,
I know giant
I'm
pussy
bold
moment
down
here.
there.
I get my
I
wife
can't
to do it
be
because she's not
sorry.
scared of them
I
and can
can't
remove
get
them.
up
I
on
can
the
stomp
wall.
on them,
Sorry.
but I don't because
Anyway,
I don't want to kill animals.
So she
I
said
am not
that she
ashamed
herself
to
is
kill a
vegetarian,
spider.
and I said, well, why do you
Sometimes I'm
eat
nice,
these other
but
animals? She said,
most of the
well,
time
it's my
I'm not.
heritage, it's my culture. It would really insult my grandparents if I didn't eat certain things. And I said, what?
Yeah, some people have cultures where they eat meat. Deal with it. Not everyone that has to be part of how you view culture should be. Just saying. This is one of those things where it's like, culture does matter. Like, I would never, ever force someone that is Hindu to eat, like, beef, to eat cow. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Because I at least have some basic modicum of respect for people and certain aspects of their culture that is not harmful to other people. Someone refusing to eat cows because they think they're sacred does not harm me. So I would never force them to eat a cow. I would never force anyone that is of any religion that has food requirements as far as like what they can and can't eat. I would never force that on them. Now, a lot of that is culture, because religion and culture are very intertwined in a lot of places. So what you're doing here, Katie, is you're being an intolerant bitch. Just saying. They can't feel pain, they are paying rent. You can always reason with it, like, listen here, Mr. Spider. Now, what you can do, you can either start paying a third of the rent, because at least 8 legs of you there, or you can get the hell out. It's that simple. I can't go through an eviction process, just go. I wish it was that fucking simple. The last time I killed a spider, I did feel guilty, not gonna lie. Now I just get the wife to chuck them out the window. I won't touch one. I cried once when I actually killed a moth. Look, I kill moths quite often because they'll get in my room sometimes, and I'm on the 2nd floor. I'm not going to try to cup a moth and go through the entire house to let them out. And the windows here are, like, painted shut or, like, destroyed, and I'll never get them back down, or they'll fall out, so I'm not going to do that either. So I did sweep a spider out of my work not so long ago. It was a pretty good-sized one, too. I didn't kill it. I just swept it until it was out the door. So, yeah, like somebody painted it however long ago, and like the paint caused them to like stick. It can fight it open sometimes, but also they're not in the best like shape. So like they don't open very well, or they stick, because this house is like from 1910 or earlier. So I try to save moths. They tickle when they flutter in your hands.
What are you talking about? What do your
Oh, no,
grandparents
not cheap
do?
landlord shit, just old.
Well, you don't
It's
understand.
just
like
old.
culture. And it's that
It used to be
culture
apartments,
is just a set
but then it became a
of
house.
habits. Your grandparents, you don't think your grandparents will be proud of you if you say you don't want to hurt animals?
No, probably not. My grandparents wouldn't have given a shit at all.
They're not going to be like, wow, that's amazing?
I don't know, honestly.
Makes sense, considering
Maybe
you work
not.
in a vet's office?
Maybe.
Oh, no, you don't understand.
There were
It's
add-ons
like
to the
culture.
house
It's like,
between then and now, but
are
I don't
you
know.
serious right now?
Everyone here
don't
got
you
double
just
glazing
admit
installed in the 2000s. No
that
one
you
windows are
wanna
more
keep
than...
on
Oh,
paying for the murder of these animals?
These
just
are
for
older
your
than
taste
20 years
pleasure?
old.
Just admit it. Anyway, it was the strangest experience. And then they started getting mad at me, saying, well, you're being hostile.
corpse munchers
Like,
always have
I'm
their
just
backs
trying
up.
to
Oh, fuck
understand
off, woman.
how everybody functions here. How do you
My
guys
nan who
sleep
passed
at
away
night
last year owned
knowing that
ivory
you
stuff. Oh,
say you care about animals,
yeah.
and then you pay for the murder of all these other animals? And the one I was talking to at first, in the first place, said, well, I just like the taste of meat.
There.
I said, do you eat the dogs here too?
I'm just going to let it go. There's no
She's
point in
like,
doing
"No."
the same
What
stupid
about the
fucking
cats?
arguments.
No. And I said, well, why not?
Not animals you want to eat.
You know, I didn't get a chance to say to her, but you know, when they euthanize the pets, I mean, if you really like meat, after you kill the dogs and the cats, why don't you just bring them home and put them on your barbecue while you're at it?
Because we have a societal
why not?
understanding of dogs and cats being pets,
Right?
not food. Some
That's
food
what I'm
animals
saying.
can be pets,
People are
rabbits,
suffering from
cows,
major cognitive
goats.
dissonance. These people who work in these clinics probably think that they
Neither
are
dogs or
good
cats are
people,
bred for food, correct.
good citizens.
Correct.
Helping the animals. Probably when they say they work in a vet clinic, people are like, oh my God, what a great job. You help so many animals. every
See, that's
day."
another problem. She's a
Yeah,
condescending
and then at
bitch.
lunchtime, they go to Tim Hortons and pay for people to murder them. How does this make any sense to
They
you?
don't have the proper flesh to be worth eating. That too. I also just wouldn't eat a
I
dog.
wanted to tell you that story.
Other
because
countries
I
eat
thought it was
dogs.
Really interesting. And,
Other countries eat cats.
We might have to change veterinarians. I don't know. because
Oh,
they
no.
didn't seem too happy with me.
No.
I think
They're not
what
too happy
surprised
with
me
you?
most is that I
Really,
was hoping that
Katie?
when I would go in there and
They're not
ask
happy
them
with
for
you?
dog food,
Couldn't
they would
fucking
say,
imagine
oh,
why.
yeah, we have one over here. That was the first.
Katie, they can be compassionate and just not want to deal with your sorry ass, you know? There's a difference between being compassionate and being a fucking masochist. Like, she's not married, is she? I can't remember if she's actually married. If she is, her husband's a goddamn saint. And if not, it's fucking understandable why she's not.
Best response.
Who would want
But if they
to
didn't
wake up
have
listening to this bullshit every day? Every day! Oh, good. I only missed vegan teacher. No, you haven't. There's this is only we're about 8 minutes into a 12-minute video. There's still more time for you. My dog legit looked up and looked concerned when he said other countries eat dogs. Oh, no.
in stock or whatever, they would say, "Oh my God, that's such a great idea! Like, why do you do that?" Or yeah, like, thanks for mentioning. Can you tell us some great brands? You know, like that. She would have had a good attitude about it. You would have thought. But
No, because she's like, oh, we don't really have that here. And you're trying to say, well, you should have this here. I need this kind of stuff. And you can go somewhere else and get it. Yeah, but you should have it here. It doesn't benefit us to have that here. Most people don't ask for it. And like one, maybe two people asking for it is not a good business decision for us to bring in brands that we're very little going to have like any use for. That we're not going to sell much of. It's not profitable for us. And that's capitalism, unfortunately. It's the way it happens. But they also aren't like obligated to carry that shit to give you another option. Sorry.
But that's not what happened.
That poor dog having to sit there and listen
She
to her.
had a vegan
God, I
loving
know.
attitude instantly. She could have been vegan fantastic, which means that you help vegans.
Oh, here's my way of helping a vegan like the vegan teacher. The door's over there. Fuck off. I've helped.
You're not prejudiced against them, but that's not what happened. That's my
It
experience.
just gets fucking vegans.
So thanks for listening. And let me know in the comments what you guys think.
I think you're batshit
Just let me
insane.
know.
Because I've listened to a lot of your arguments, and no one that is in any way sane would say the shit you do.
How do you sleep at night? Knowing that you do this.
Rather easily. Are you the same as them, or have you evolved? Oh my god. Took me a minute to read that. I sleep full at night. I don't sleep that well, but it's not because I eat a hamburger or chicken.
The ingredient of lamb. Think of a lamb. I want you to think right now of a small white dog. You know, like a baby poodle or something. Small white dog is like a lamb. How fucked up are we as a society? How cruel are we that we would kill an innocent lamb when we don't have to? It blows my mind. So, hopefully some of you guys are getting some clicks, because I'm
Sorry,
not
I'm in the mood of being an
attacking
asshole
you
right now.
You're just hearing the story of other people. But knowing many of you, you're gonna still feel like I'm attacking you. And you're gonna be like, oh,
'Cause you
so
are.
mean to those employees.
I feel better. The only time I've not slept well after a burger was due to food poisoning. Ooh, that's not fun. I'm sorry, I've been there. Right, Dodo? If you want to want a vegan pet, get an animal that is naturally vegan already. Yeah. Okay, I do agree with eating young animals. I don't like people eating lamb, but that's a personal thing. Yeah, I understand that. I don't eat lamb very often. Occasionally I'll get like a gyro. I don't like lamb chop. It's not my thing. But I have had lamb. But that's something I go out of my way to get. We don't have to selfishly kill animals. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to live and survive, Katie. How selfish of me.
Wake the fuck up. And from now on.
Oh, God, we have more music coming, don't
Coming
we?
up on the screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Have a look at them. Click on them. Be curious. Follow my channel if you are interested in this subject. If you are interested in growing and interested in looking at your own.
Do we have to
cognitive
finish this
dissonance,
anymore?
where your head and your heart are all fucked up. You think you're good people, but you're not.
And you're a cunt. Oh, yeah, I'd use that word. I don't care. She is. She just is.
Look, I
Compare
thought it
eating
was
meat
like-
to fucking, like, the Holocaust and slavery and shit. Sorry,
I drank the
you're just a
milk
cunt.
from the cows. I ate the
Uh,
eggs. I did
I don't
all
kill
of
animals for
it, but
fun.
I
Seems that
snapped out of
that's
it.
what she thinks meat eaters do. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Eventually, I snapped out of it, and it's time for you guys to snap out of it too. Many of you have been watching this channel for a long time
It sounds so
now,
weird hearing Americans say cunt.
All right?
Is it because it's harsher?
Make vegan choices.
May the people
Well,
watching
it
here
makes
British? Cunt is a word you
Those
need
of
to
you
pause.
who are tuning in,
Oh
I
no,
love you.
I don't generally do it. I'm just trying to be slightly nice.
But once in a while, I gotta give you guys shit, you know? I gotta
But,
give you the hard because that's what
But is it just funny because of
What
like
else
just
we
the
do?
hard like
stern talk.
that it comes from like my mouth?
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
It sounds unnatural. I'm hurt, Quinn.
Look in the mirror, sing this song, sing. I will be brave, I'll be vegan from now on. Look in your heart and sing this song.
Do I need a crow army? I need to train a crow army. Eat her crows, eat her. Not because we know how Americans get so upset over it. Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, I have no problem saying it. I'm just being mildly nice about it on stream. Otherwise, maybe Twitch will get mad at me. Twitch is Twitch, after all.
Train yourself to always be in the mood to only buy healthy vegan food. Sing
James, don't even joke about that.
and declare
Okay, I'm making an executive decision. We're done with that now. We're spinning the wheel and we're taking her off. I swear to God, if we get one more bad video. Vulture Squad will handle the cleanup. You can train vultures too. Vultures get a bad rap. The best thing is that most of the people that are watching are seriously already vegan. Any meat eaters that watch her are doing it to laugh at her, not join her. Correct. Oh my fucking God, seriously. Genesis Apologetics, Debunking Evolution, Lesson 5B, Homological Structures. I hope I said that right. Where's Robot when you need him? Are we ready, everyone, for some debunking of evolution? Quinn. You know what? You know what? You know what, Quinn? I'll let it. But if it lands on something else, you have to watch it. But Genesis Apologetics doesn't get removed. So I'll count it. I'll count this as a reroll. I think that's fair. I think your luck ran out. No shit, it did. Have you seen baby vultures? They're the cutest fucking things. They're big gray cotton balls. They are. I've seen actually a couple different species. No, it's not strictly that. It's just kind of is. It's kind of whatever comes up. And Painter Heel doesn't go one way or the other. It just kind of does what it does. Yeah, well, that's what I want to do. But they're limited to 4 streams, so... Oh, good. I limit them per stream anyway, so the rerolls are only going to happen 3 more times max, I believe. 2 or 3 more times. So this one, we're safe from for now. However, we get a restoration video. This one I came across earlier, and I haven't watched it. Where is it? I don't know why it's saying like I actually watched it. But yeah, this is a restoration of a broken angel. I don't know if there's any like things I have to do here, so yeah, we need a break. So we're gonna watch this lovely restoration video and see how this turns out. I love a good restoration video because the end results are always really just nice in the end, usually. We will see an angel rise again. I wonder if there's actually going to be a but we got some cultured TNA here today. This is all art, but first you need sandblasting. I wonder if he's actually going to paint her or not. And if he does, like, how? My first time sandblasting an angel says as he sandblasts her ass. The angel isn't bigly accurate to 0-37. True. I hate the fact that she looks like she's bent over something. It looks so wrong. Okay, we're off the ass at least for the moment. I don't get the image in the background on that. That's weird. At least it wasn't completely accurate. We had a problem. It had to censor more. Since this is art, I'm not gonna. It shouldn't have to be censored. If YouTube's allowing it, Twitch should allow it. Is it like? I wonder if it's like pewter. Don't put the thumb right her ass, please. Ever say blasted an angel's vagina? Nope. So I cannot weld it like regular metal. Oh. Oh, we're gonna have to braze it together. Oh, is it? I didn't see what metal it said it was. Okay, well, it is bronze of some type. An argon to show. Ooh. This will be interesting. So nudity is okay if it's an angel. Noted. It's okay generally if it's kind of old art stuff. Generally, this is a work of art that's being restored. So if it's something you'd see in the Louvre, usually they're kind of lenient about that kind of stuff. If you get my drift. Be not afraid. Interesting. Why do you have an Among Us character on your fucking blowtorch? Speaking of which, I saw Among Us plushes the other day when I went out shopping. And I'm mad because I wanted to find a pink one with the flamingo hat. If the people that do Among Us and license it out actually do like custom ones where like you could like pick a hat or outfit and order it, I'd so fucking get a Mr. Dr. Flamingo. On the biblically accurate thing, oh yeah, I understand this part. The Bible describes a number of different angels, different ways. The biblically accurate ones are usually like cherubs, thrones, and divines, while angels, archangels, powers, and principalities are described as being more humanoid. Yeah. Like, angels are really weird things when you get into, like, the way they're described in a lot of ways in biblical texts. Like, we're talking some insanely out there ideas and designs. But it wasn't it to be funny. Things are funny on their own. And now your time is running out, young one. Tell me what I want to know. Where is the map? Sorry, I wanted to be... It's just like somebody was actually like trying to be like an evil villain and drown someone in sand. Now we gotta do the wings. Okay, if you actually just paint these, I hope they make like a nice white on these. If they're gonna make it like a more accurate angel design. Otherwise, I'd actually like to see more of a light rainbowing kind of effect on the wings. Almost like they're like the shimmering sunlight kind of deal. Quick, Aladdin, come save Jasmine. We're gonna make the legs look good? Okay. I'm glad we got away from the bad stuff for a minute. This has been a rough stream. One on the outside, slight yellow inside, umbrella cuckoo style, maybe? Or cockatoo, cuckoo, Jesus Christ. I can't read tonight. Why do you have so much beer? Thank you, Quinn. It could have been worse, though. Just saying. So you got lucky. Yep, just rest it on our ass. Great way to do it. I mean, Angel's got cake. What can we say? My code isn't cooperating. Send help. What code? Oh, your code for your thing. That's right. I remember you talking about that. Are you having some problems with the internal or external? First time I've ever seen someone blowtorch an ass and titties. It's a unique experience. Right next instead of a C. It's okay, Quinn. I don't either. It's all ones and zeros to me. I don't like sweet keeper cake. Fair. Automatic door. Gotcha. What's with those eyes on it? Don't do that again, dude. Oh, that was creepy. That is weird. Another train, really? Like a balloon that escapes. See, it's binary. I don't get that shit. I don't know. Just the gravity. Okay, we're looking pretty good. It's back in one piece. Just gonna be some fine touching. Oh, degreasing it. Okay. The joke is I'm non beanie, nana, banana, no balloony. What the fuck was that doing? Was it just like shaking up the paint? Oh, getting ready for some airbrushing, I guess. Okay, not bad. It's a bit basic, but that's fine. If you're going for more traditional angel, that's fine. Traditional, quote unquote. Traditional. Gold color. Are you adding gold to the wings? Okay. Or is it for the hair? Also, having them as the first four letters is the name. True. I'm sleepy, so I apologize for any weirdness. I also don't apologize because sleepy me is funny as fuck. Fair. Oh, he painted the body golden, kinda? It do. It do still have it. Like, did he test for the colors to see what colors it actually was originally? I think could have actually updated the paint scheme and make it look really good, but it's a restoration, so I kind of maybe get it, but still. I don't know. Really? Little blood tear, really? I mean, that's fine. I expected a little better. Am I wrong for expecting a little bit better out of it? But it came out looking nice considering what it was. 3 pieces originally. Alright. Now that the angel restoration is done. Let me find it and take it off here. We're back to the next spin. Tasting history. Debunking. Where are you? Myths of Leonardo da Vinci.
So there is a lot of fake history out there, and sometimes it is hard to tell what's fake and what's not. Even I have been taken in on occasion because if
Someone should really check on these angels that cry blood. That ain't normal.
Established truth. And perhaps no figure in history has been the subject of more fake facts than Leonardo da Vinci, especially when it comes to food. And so
See
today
an
I'm going
angel
to
doctor.
expose some of those untruths, as well
you mean
as
the
tell
13th
some
Doctor?
true truths. And to accompany it,
Remember,
I'll be making armored
Weeping Angel,
turnips
13th
from
Doctor?
15th century Italy. So thank you to Wondrium for sponsoring this video as we make armored
No,
turnips.
Glenn probably wouldn't know that,
for
but I never
Leonardo.
watched the
This
episode.
time
It was
on
just
Tasting
advertised.
So while some facts have absolutely no evidence to support them, and others
Da Vinci was
have
actually
plenty
an
of
alien, was the
evidence to
dumbest
support
man
them,
on his home
most
planet.
actually kind of fit in the middle, like the fact that Leonardo was maybe a vegetarian. Now, what is definitely known is that the Renaissance man was an avid gourmand, and
Real quick, just for Quinn. 13th Doctor becomes a weeping angel. I'm not going to show the video, obviously, but yeah. See if I can find it better. Yeah, right there. There she is. Yep, that's what I say.
and even owned a cookbook, De Honesta Voluptate et Valetudine, or On Honorable Pleasure and Health, by Bartolomeo Sacchi, better known as Platina. And Platina just so happens to have a number of vegetarian recipes.
Forky,
like this
I
one
don't recommend
for
watching
Rapum
13th Doctor
Armatum,
stuff.
Armored turnips. Cut
But
up
you can if
boiled
you
or
want.
ash-roasted turnips. Do the same with
It's
rich
not that
cheese,
great.
not too ripe,
There's some bright
but make
spots,
the
but it's
cheese
mostly
pieces
not
thinner than the
bright.
turnip. In a pan,
And if you're a
greased
big
with
Doctor Who
butter
fan,
or
oh,
other
something
fat,
happens you
make
may
a
not
layer
like.
of cheese first, then one of turnips. Repeat, pouring in spice and butter from time to time. It should be quickly cooked and quickly eaten. So I feel like these turnips are kind of like an early version of one of my favorite dishes, potatoes au gratin. So I'm really excited to try them. I'm also really excited by the name, armored turnips. And Platina says
Exactly.
that they are considered
I don't have a problem
armored
with
turnips,
Jody. I have a
as
problem
they
with
have been
Chibnall
rolled
and
in
Chibnall's
cheese,
writing and
covered, as it were,
direction.
with a breastplate and cuirass, as if their descent into the lower regions
Yeah, I think we're all gonna
makes
wonder
them
that one,
safe
James.
without arms. And he says that while delicious, they can also be
I'm gonna go
ruinous,
grind some
I assume,
Sea of
to
Thieves.
your
Have a good
lower
rest of the
regions.
stream. Cookie, thank you very much.
Fair
I
warning.
appreciate you.
And besides Platina's
And you
wonderful
have
little
a
asides
fun
on
time
this and
grinding
other
out for Sea of
recipes, what
Thieves.
makes this
Hopefully we'll see you
cookbook
here
stand out
next stream.
historically
Tuesday,
is that
maybe.
It is the first
Don't know what I'm doing
printed
yet. I have to make my
cookbook.
schedule still.
And I will
But
insert
love
a
your face,
shameless
friend.
plug
Take it
for
easy.
my printed cookbook now available for pre-order. And while Platina's book is
I used to
mostly
watch
a
Doctor Who
compilation
all the
of
time
other
with my
people's
ex, but
recipes that
when we
went
broke up, I
beforehand,
had
the
no
fact
one to
that it
watch
was
with anyone.
printed allowed it to
Forky, I'm gonna drop this here. I don't remember if you're actually part of the Discord server, but you can join in the Discord server and then join us, because tomorrow in the Discord server between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing some Doctor Who stuff. We're gonna be listening to some new Ninth Doctor stories with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. That's pre-Rose. You can get on this. You can get in on it. We'll happily have you. We do it every Monday unless something comes up. I'm still listening, but Shiver City is up on Unite, so I'm doing a match. Perfectly fair, Dodo. It's all good.
to spread far and wide rather quickly, and so it became the most influential Italian cookbook until Bartolomeo Scappi nearly 100 years later. And I first learned about Platina and Scappi when I watched a course on Wondrium, who just happens to be today's sponsor. It's called Cooking Across the Ages, and it features none other than friend of the show, Ken Albala. I actually watched this well before I ever met Ken, and his work is one of the things that got me into food history. So getting to watch him cook and teach in this course is just fantastic. In the episode on Papal Rome, he discusses the great feasts of the papal court and
If
how
I'm not
changing
working,
attitudes
I'll
during
be
the
there. Yeah,
Reformation
definitely.
affected the
Please come.
cuisine. And
We
while
do voice
Platina may
chat,
have
but you don't
been
have
the
to
first
actively
printed
voice
cookbook,
chat. You can
it
text
was
chat
Scappi's
and
opera
just listen to
that
the
was
rest of us
first
talk.
illustrated
We're
cookbook,
very
and even
newcomer
included
friendly.
the first image of a fork meant to be used as an eating utensil.
And we
So
always
if you
like
just
having
can't
more
get
people
enough
join
food
in.
history, guilty, then I suggest you watch this course. But Wondrium isn't just food history. They have thousands
I'm gonna have
of
to go to
hours
sleep,
of
sadly.
courses
It's nearly
taught by
4 a.m. and gotta
experts
get
like
up early.
Ken on nearly every topic.
Yeah, that's fine,
from
Quinn.
music
Take it
to
easy.
business,
Appreciate you coming.
science.
Thanks for saving us from all the crap for earlier. We appreciate it. But you have a lovely time, and people, go follow and sub to the Mightiest Quinn, please. Just happens to be today's sponsor. No one believes that wasn't on purpose. Yeah, true. Next stream, love your face, love your face too. I'll see you tomorrow probably for your stream, and then as long as I can sleep well. And then, of course, for the listen along stuffs. Warning, I'm pure impish energy and chaos con carne. I can and will talk you to death in voice chat. Yeah, but we love you, Marie.
To travel,
So
and
that's all
even
good.
in-depth tutorials on things like
We
cake
get into a
making
lot
and
of in-depth
photography.
conversations about
So if you
Doctor
had a
Who, too,
hankering
so
expand your mind
if you're a
and learn
Doctor Who fan,
something
it's a
new,
great
then
time
you
to
can
come and
start
hang
your
out
free
with.
trial at wondrium.com/tastinghistory, or just click the link in the description. Oh, and that picture of the first fork for eating reminds me that often Leonardo da Vinci is credited with inventing the fork, who I've also heard he invented the third tine on the fork. None of that's true. What is true is how simple this recipe for armored turnips is. So what you'll need is 1.5 pounds or 700 grams
I have never had
of
turnips.
3/4 pound or 340 grams of cheese. What cheese you use is really up to you. You want something that is flavorful but not too strong, like a blue cheese is not right for this. I'm using Fontina and Taleggio because both would have been available in Italy at the time, but so would have Parmesan and mozzarella and a whole host of other cheeses, so use what you want. Heck, if you want cheddar, go ahead. 1 stick or 110 grams of melted salted butter, and then a mixture of spices, often referred to as powder douce or sweet powder. And each chef would have had their own proprietary blend, so you can use as much or as little of each spice as you want, and really you can choose the spices. But common spices for it were sugar, long pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, and ginger. So that's what I'm going to
Okay.
mix together for my spices. Now
That's an
first, make
interesting
sure your
blend.
turnips are washed and peeled. I did not have the heart to peel this one that I found because, well, it kind of makes me giggle. Then you have to either roast or boil the turnips. I'm going to boil them, and since they are rather large, I'm going to cut them in half. Then I'm boiling them for about 15 minutes. What's important is that whether you're roasting or boiling, you don't want to overcook them. They're going to get cooked more in a little bit, and if they get overdone, then they're going to be hard to slice. They'll just kind of mush. Then you're going to take them out of the water and let them cool. And
So
then
I
you're
haven't
going
been
to
paying much
slice
attention to
them.
the
Now,
video so
patina
far.
not
Is he just
specific
saying
on
random
how
facts about
thin
Da
or
Vinci
thick he
aren't
wants
true, then
these
giving
sliced,
unrelated recipes?
But the person who actually
It's
took the recipe
talking about
from Maestro Martino is. He says that
It's
they
a
should be
recipe
cut
from
as
a
thin
book that
as
Da
the
Vinci, I guess,
spine of a
had,
knife. And the cheese
'cause he
should be
might have been
cut even
vegetarian.
thinner. Now, not all knives
But
are the
at least
same
from a
width,
recipe,
but
a
you
recipe
get
book
the
that he
idea.
owned.
Once everything is
And he's
sliced,
giving-
pour a bit
talking
of the
about
melted
debunking
butter
myths
into a
about Da
small
Vinci, so yeah.
casserole dish and coat the bottom and the sides. Then place a layer of cheese on the bottom and cover that with a layer of sliced turnip. Then sprinkle a good large pinch of the spice mixture over the top and pour on more melted butter over that. Continue with
that looks
another
really
layer of
thick on the
cheese,
cuts, for
another
sure.
of turnips, spice, then butter until the dish is full, and finish it off with the cheese on top.
Yeah.
Then set it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
We're getting a
at
history
205
lesson and
Celsius,
making us
let it bake
all
for
hungry.
12 to 15 minutes, or until the cheese is fully melted and starting to bubble around the sides. Now, like I said, making this recipe is really easy. What was not really easy to make was this episode, and I'm about to tell you why.
Education
So when I'm
time.
researching an episode, one question that I'm always asking is, what is the source? Because with the internet, there are a lot of questionable sources out there. But what happens when reputable, trusted, scholarly sources get it wrong? And everyone gets it wrong sometimes. But when I started researching for this episode, I came across this treasure trove of wonderful stories about Leonardo and food.
Ooh, really?
Like when he was in Florence, when he was young, he worked in a restaurant with none other than the artist Sandro Botticelli. He even became a head chef at his own restaurant where he made wild dishes
I'm
like
gonna call this is gonna be
frog-stuffed
bullshit, isn't
pork
it?
bladder, and once designed a whisk the size of a giraffe. It's just amazing. And later on, he wrote a book of etiquette, and one of the instructions was that if there was to be an assassination at a meal, the assassin should sit beside the victim because then they won't disrupt the meal of the other people while he kills them. And the host should have another
Jesus
guest
Christ.
standing by ready to take his place so the table never looks empty. That can't be right.
God damn it. Really? Internet's being fucky. Sorry. All right, can you see me and hear me? We good? Letting me know. Because I can see it on the display, but it doesn't mean everyone else is seeing me. Hello? I'm good? Awesome. I can't. People are sleeping. I can't shout. Kids are in bed. I might already be a little too loud as it is. Alright. We didn't miss much. I'll call it back a couple seconds.
Meal of the other people while he kills them. And the host should have another guest standing by ready to take his place so the table never looks empty. That can't be right.
Just in
Maybe it
case
was
he
a
missed.
joke. But some of the things that I was finding just couldn't really be chalked up to joking. They were just too absurd. Like the fact that how he became head chef at a restaurant was that one night everyone else working in the kitchen was poisoned and died.
What?
It all seemed just a bit too salacious.
Yeah,
too good
that's
to
bullshit.
Be true.
It has
and
to be.
sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. I've seen it many times before, and I was getting all of this information from reputable sources. But what was odd was that each source told the stories exactly the same.
Yeah, I was about to say, that has to be a bunch of
And
bullshit.
that just doesn't really happen. There's always little minute changes in detail or the switching of events in a timeline. It's just how it always happens. Having it exactly the same is very weird. So I decided to do what I always do, and frankly, my favorite part of the research process, and find the primary sources where all of this stuff is coming from. And it seems to all come from a set of kitchen notes that Da Vinci wrote that have been compiled into what was called the Romanov Codex, or the Codex Romanov.
Okay.
But I couldn't find it. And supposedly, it's kept at the Hermitage Museum, but it's not.
Oh.
At least according to the Hermitage. Maybe they're hiding it in St. Petersburg somewhere, but it doesn't seem likely. But as luck would have it, in the 1980s, a historian was able to gain access to this codex and took a lot of the stories from it and put it into a book. Leonardo's Kitchen Notebooks, published in 1987, on April 1st,
Oh, no.
1987, by Jonathan Routh, author of such scholarly works as Dr. Crocker's exercise book, Curious Cures for Swinging Invalids. And he had an acclaimed series of Michelin-style guides that led you to the best toilets in all of the capitals of Europe.
Good
and when
guide.
not writing books, he worked in television, where he produced the British version of Candid Camera. Yeah. It was an April Fool's.
Oh my god.
And I'm sure that Mr. Routh didn't intend
That is
for it
gloriously
to end up the way
dumb.
that it has when he wrote the book. I mean, he actually put in lots of clues, if you read closely, that make it clearly not real. Like the fact that
That is
in his kitchen, Leonardo
fantastic.
would cook with tomatoes and potatoes, things that didn't exist in Italy at the time. But after 30 years of kind of a game of telephone and the
Can you
internet's
believe
ability
that
to
shit?
spread
A joke
everything,
book like that
it's now
becoming
taken seriously,
taken
in
seriously
a lot
by
of circles.
fucking
So
scholars.
yeah, that's
Oh
why
my
I almost
God.
didn't even make this episode. But then I decided that it's even more important that I tell you
That's so fucking glorious.
what's not true sometimes, because then the next time somebody comes up to you and is like, "Hey, did you know Leonardo da Vinci
My cat
created
just
a
scared the crap out of me. He
200-foot-long
set off this
edible
his
altar
moving
for the
fish
wedding
toy,
of
which
the
started
Duke of
flopping
Milan
wildly on the
that got
floor.
eaten by rats the night
That's
before the
amazing.
ceremony?" You can say, "No, that's not true." And I guess what makes me kind of angry about the whole situation is, one, it makes it really hard to pick out what's true and what's not in other works, because these things have embedded their way into other works. And it kind of diminishes the true and very interesting history of Leonardo da Vinci. And he already had a pretty spectacular reputation. He didn't need any help from these
Yeah,
stories.
why would
For as
people
the
need to,
16th
like,
century
embellish
painter
it?
and historian Giorgio Vasari wrote when composing Da Vinci's biography, "Truly marvelous and celestial was Leonardo." And it's true, he didn't need the myths, because Leonardo da Vinci is one of the most accomplished Renaissance men of the Renaissance. a painter, a sculptor, engineer, an architect, and an all-around scientist. And while he didn't write the Codex Romanov, he did produce over 20,000 pages of notes on every subject.
Da Vinci's an
and that,
interesting
of course,
person.
includes food and cooking. And near the end of his life, he actually kind of wrote down his list of rules for maintaining a good and healthy lifestyle, and much of it is given over to food. If you want to be healthy, observe this regime. Do not eat when you have no appetite, and dine lightly. Chew well, and whatever you take into you should be well cooked and of simple ingredients.
Well.
Stay standing a while when you get up from a meal. Let your wine be mixed with water. Take little at a time, not between meals, nor on an empty stomach. Neither delay nor prolong your visit to the toilet. So clearly that was a problem even before magazines and cell phones. Now, as an architect, Da Vinci had some very strong opinions on how the layout of a kitchen and the cupboards
really?
and dining rooms should be. And in 1482, after joining the court of Ludovico Sforza, he was given the chance to put his ideas into practice
Oh, this I
when
gotta
he
see.
oversaw the remodel of Sforza's castle. The large room for the retainers should be away from the kitchen, so the master of the house may not hear their clatter. And let the kitchen be convenient for washing the pewter, so it may not be seen carried through the house. The larder, wood store, kitchen, chicken coop, and servants' hall should be adjoining for convenience. Food from the kitchen may be served through wide, low windows or on tables that turn on swivels. Now, in addition to architect, Da Vinci is a well-known inventor.
It's not
even
terrible,
if some of the most
aside from the
famous
servant
things,
portion,
like
but,
his
you know.
flying machines, never actually made it off the paper. And while much of his focus was on machines of war, he did dabble in kitchen gadgets.
Ooh.
Now today, you'll see Leonardo credited with the invention of the napkin, spaghetti itself, and a nutcracker powered by 3 horses. None of that is true. Nor did he ever invent a kitchen gadget that was so dangerous to humans that he suggested it be run by bees.
What?
Bees. I mean, I'd say you can't make this stuff up, but that's exactly what it was. It was all made up. But he did invent several kitchen appliances which I think were rather ingenious, including a spit for roasting meat that didn't require somebody to actually be turning it the entire time. There were actually 2 versions. One, you would wind it up and then it would go like a wind-up car and it would go on its own. But the other, which is truly amazing, was powered by the heat that was coming up from the fireplace.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it would turn the meat on its own with nobody doing anything. Now, when it comes to actual food, his writings are a little bit more enigmatic. He did keep details of what foods were in his storehouses, but you don't really learn anything out of the ordinary, because all of the ingredients are things everyone would have, like grains, nuts, legumes, honey, fruits, vegetables, and meat, as well as large stores of wine, something he enjoyed immensely. The discovery of a good wine is increasingly better for mankind than the discovery of a new star. Hi, Max here from about a week after I filmed this video, filming another one right now. So this is irony at its best. It turns out that quote by Da Vinci might not actually be by Da Vinci. Quotes often get misattributed, and I think that this might be one of them. I saw it in a lot of different places.
Self-correcting, gotta love it.
Assumed it was right, and so I put it in. But I didn't go and try to find where it was actually from. Turns out I can't find where it's actually from. That doesn't mean it's not out there. But while I was researching the next video, I came across a quote by the French gourmand Briot Savarin that said, "The discovery of a new dish does more for the happiness of the human race than the discovery of a star." That's pretty darn close, and I actually do know where he wrote that. So maybe he was, you know, paraphrasing Da Vinci, but I kind of think that it was kind of just misattributed, and I was going to cut it out, and usually I would have, but I thought that in this video specifically, I think it would be important to leave it in to show
we're
you
learning
that
a lot today.
everyone
And that's
makes
good.
mistakes. The important thing is once you realize the mistake that you just don't make it again. Okay, back to the video. Now, his love of wine, which he usually drank watered and sometimes with a bit of honey, likely inspired a gift from his patron in 1497. It was a plot of land outside of the walls of Milan that featured a vineyard, and for the rest of his life, Da Vinci referred to it as his garden. Now, perhaps most famously, when it comes to Leonardo's food preferences, is the idea that he was a vegetarian, at least for a portion of his life. But even that it's in question. So much so that very few of his biographers ever even mention the fact. And you'd think that a 15th century Italian vegetarian
A little bit, yeah,
worth
that would be
mentioning.
something
Though one
of
of Da
note.
Vinci's contemporaries does mention his unconventional eating habits when discussing the Gujarati people of India. He says that they are so gentle that they do not feed on anything that has blood, nor will they allow anyone to hurt any living thing, like our Leonardo da Vinci. They live on rice, milk, and other inanimate foods.
Oh.
And Da Vinci did have strong feelings on the treatment of animals. He was definitely an animal lover. But some of his writings that are often used as evidence are hard to really use because in one, it's a list of, we shouldn't treat animals like this because, we do this to the calf and all of these different things. He even goes on about taking honey from bees. But in the same list, he says that many offspring shall be snatched by cruel thrashing from the very arms of their mothers and flung on the ground and crushed. But he's not talking about any animal. He's talking about olives. So kind of muddies the waters, Leonardo. As does the fact that he had plenty of meat in his pantries. But that could have been to
maybe for other people.
In the household. We don't know, so it's really hard to come to any conclusion. Personally, I do think that Leonardo leaned toward vegetarianism, at least for a portion of his life. And in one of his writings, he's kind of chastising people around him when he says, "Now does nature not produce enough simple food for you to satisfy yourself? And if you are not content with such, can you not by the mixture of them make infinite compounds, as Platina describes and other writers on food?" While what he means by simple foods is up for debate, the fact that he mentions Platina would make sense because
chicken's
Platina
a simple
spends
food.
quite a bit of his
It's only one
book
ingredient,
talking
chicken.
about the virtues of different fruits and vegetables, and actually has a number
Nice.
of vegetarian
Congrats on getting that fixed.
recipes like today's for armored turnips. So once the cheese is melted and
Now we're
bubbling
back to the
around the
recipe.
sides, take the dish out of the oven and serve it right away. And here we are, armored turnips from 15th century Italy. It smells wonderfully cheesy, and you can kind of smell those spices, and they just.
I
It's an
wonder
interesting
what it would
combination.
taste like a turnip. I've never
I
had
don't think
turnips. I don't know what they
turnips smell.
taste like.
I don't know. It's the cheese that I smell. Let's give it a go.
You want to have a chicken? I mean, I kind of did too, but not for the same reason. I want to have a chicken sandwich,
So,
not a chicken.
Maybe give it like 5 minutes before you serve it because it's really, really hot. Also, the cheese is very stringy, but the flavor is wonderful. Really, really different because of those spices. You just don't you wouldn't mix cinnamon and nutmeg today with cheese and turnips. So it's an odd pairing.
I want to name a
but
chicken
actually a really
sandwich.
nice
You guys name one
pairing
crispy?
because it's not super sweet or anything. I also like that the turnips, they aren't mush. They have a little bite to them, and I think that that's going to be best. Also, sometimes when turnips are cooked too long, they can actually become bitter, and I think you want to steer away from that.
Huh.
But I think that the most important thing is going
Bitter
to be
turnips.
your
Again, I
choice
don't know what
of-
turnips
of
taste like.
cheese, because that is the dominant flavor. You want something that melts. You want something that's present, but really don't want anything that is going
Yeah,
to.
as I say, you can
super
you can also
overpower
name one
everything
crispy.
else on the dish. So I definitely suggest making it. It's super easy. And,
name it- yeah, and you can name
especially
it
if you
chicken
like
crispy.
potatoes au gratin, this is just a little bit different, and that's kind of fun to experiment. Definitely worth making. So make sure to check me out on Instagram, Tasting History with Max Miller. I'll put a link to my cookbook for pre-sale down in the description. And just a reminder that if something that you read seems too good to be true, it probably is. And I'll see you next time on Tasting History.
And that's the video for that one, which means Tasting History gets removed from the list. Name a hidden Sanders Reckoning. Nice. All right, next video's up. Please don't be something bad. Please be something good. Okay. Marie sent this to me just to be funny, so I think we'll watch this one. So this is Seymour Skinner's Bizarre Luncheon.
なんとか無事に着いたぞシーモア。下手な道案内で苦労させられたがな。
ああ、チャルマーズ部長、よく来てくれましたね。さあ、上がってください。一生忘れられないランチが待ってい
I'm
ま
gonna
す
turn
よ。
out just a little. This is so dumb.
おおしまった、私のローストが台無しだ。私のローストが台無しじゃないか。いや待てよ、そこら辺の店のものを買って自分の料理として見せかければいいのでは。
This is dumb in the best way. Oh my
なんて
god.
悪魔的で天才なんだシーモア。
Indeed, indeed, I agree, Dodo. Marie does indeed do that. Does indeed tend to be cool.
部長、私はただその部長にスタンドを使っちゃダメだ。他の手を考えなくては。
Night, James. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you.
この窓を使って効果的にふくらはぎのス
I'll
トレ
do
ッチ
my
をしていたんです。
best. You have a pleasant night's
そう
rest.
アイソメトリックエクササイズ。一緒にやってみないですか。
どうしてオーブンから煙が出ているんだシーモア。
そうだ、それは煙じゃなくて蒸気です。今日のご飯は何せ蒸しかきなんですからね。いわゆるスチームクラム。はい。
How is it green for a second? I leave the room for 2 minutes and come back to anime substance. You do.
部長、ハムバーガー上がりました。よだれが出てしまうほど美味な味、保証します。
さっきスチームクラムと言ってなかったか。
違う、スチームハムって言ったんです。私はハムバーガーをそう呼ぶんですよ。
ハンバーガーをスチームハムと呼ぶのか。
そう、地元の訛りってもんです。
ほほう。で、実家はどこなんだ。
アップステートニューヨークですね。
ほう。私はユーティカに生まれて育ってきたんだが、一度も聞いたことがないな。スチームハムとやらは。
ああ、ユーティカにはないんですね。何せオールバニーだけの訛りですからね。
なるほど。
It showed up in my recommend a few days ago and I couldn't not share it. Very true.
このハンバーガーの味はクラスティバーガーのものとやた
I've seen the meme comic before, but the voice acting adds an. Oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
何？店の味を知っていたのか。
It's so overdramatic.
決してそれはないんです。このハムバーガーのレシピは我が好きな家がずっと昔から使ってきたものなんですよ。
スチームハムのレシピ。
ああ、そうです。
一つ聞かせてもらおう。これをスチームハムと呼んでいるが、この肉は明らかに焼かれているじゃないか。
部長にスタンドを使っちゃダメだ。だがこのランチは非常に大事なイベントだ。何か他の手があるはずだ。考えろ。それはですね。ちょっとだけ失礼しますね。
ああ、どうぞ。
It's still fucking on fire too.
いやー、楽しい時間っていうのはあっという間に過ぎてしまいますね。張り切りすぎて疲れてしまいました。
ああ、そろそろ俺は 何その扉の向こうは一体どうなっているんだ。
もう他の手は尽くしてしまったようだ。すまん部長、このランチだけは
Okay.
失敗に終わらせ
This
て
is
は
actually
い
gonna
け
be a
ないんだ。
stand.
オーロラボレアーレス
オーロラボレアリス。今この日この時この場所にお前のキッチンだけで見えるというのか。イエススタンド名オーロラボレアリス。能力上司に何と言っても
Can
信
make
じて
superiors
もらえる
believe
こと。
anything.
それを見てもいいかね。
ダメです。
It is low-key brilliant, yeah. The artwork,
その後
the voice work, the editing.
家が燃えてるわよ。
違うんだお母さん、その光はオーロラってやつだよ。
それじゃあシーモア、お前は変わったやつだがスチームハムの腕は確かだな。
ああ、
Wait for it.
助けて。誰か助けて。
I'm giving that a like just because that's brilliant. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there for anyone else that wants to watch it on their own time, if you haven't seen it before. So there you go. And you know, go support the channel over there, which is Merryweather Media, by the way. Fucking fantastic. Let's get that one off now. Still got a little time to go. Time for another spin. Pop that off real quick. Oh no. Alright, everyone. Fun's over. Back to the pain. It's a double feature of CC and Flat Earth. Oh my god. I am so sorry. Okay. Okay, Dodo. We're respinning. You made it worse. Now it's Bob Larson. And 3 ways to get rid of demons. Dodo's not saving us. This might at least be funny, and it's you know, not a double feature, and it's under 7 minutes, so if you don't know who Bob Larson is, he's someone that performs exorcisms on people in person and over the internet, and he fights demons, particularly Jezebel, quite often, and other demons like Thor. I was betting it all on Key 21 Red. Nope. I'm playing Soul Hackers 2 right now. This game has shown me the best approach is to make deals with them to live with my gun computer. True. So here we go.
I want to tell you the 3
God, your
best
audio mixing
ways
needs work, dude.
to get rid of demons. First, we need to assume that the diagnosis regarding demonization is accurate. If you're going to say somebody has a demon, well, we assume they have a demon.
You'd have to prove demons are real first. So you're skipping a whole step there, buddy, but sure, why not? Let's get these 3 steps after we certify
To
there's
get
a
rid
demon.
of demons presumes there actually is an indwelling evil spirit or spirits that need evicted. Determining that requires objective evidence. not someone's prophetic word or their personal assumption
Oh, this is
that you
gonna
have
be
a
fucking
demon.
rich.
A lot of people get told they have demons and they really don't. If
Because it's metaphorical, that people have demons.
possible, the activity of demons needs to be confirmed by verbal identification by a person other than the host. In other words, the demon must speak out of the host's body to another individual.
Yeah, bets.
There may also be some supernatural confirmation. Let me give you some
If they start spewing pea soup at you and did not have pea soup, you have a demon.
examples. These might include odd facial expressions, the demonstration of supernatural strength, or physical symptoms for which there is no medical explanation.
Those were pretty fucking vague. Okay. This is so fucking dumb. Why do people take him seriously? Aside from the people that he pays to take him seriously for his videos and shit.
Also, mental health issues need to be eliminated as a cause for the designated demonic behavior. So, once the demon's presence has been confirmed, then the victim,
Sounds like
the
it might
host,
just be autism, but you
can
know,
decide
as an
which
autist, what do I
course
know?
of immediate
It's definitely
action
possible.
is most advisable. And if you are that individual, consider these 3 options for deliverance.
Okay. Okay, before we get into these big 3. I hope we're all ready for this. We need to be prepared. We have to fight the demons. These are the best ways to do it. I hope everyone's got a pen and paper. I hope you've got all the necessary things to protect yourself in case the demons try to interfere with you writing it down. This is a big spiritual fight we're getting ready for, so we gotta be ready. All right, Bob, tell us the best 3. Start with let's give us your least best and get to your best afterwards. We got to build up to the best. Go.
Number 1, force the demon out. This is sometimes referred to as self-deliverance. It's a good place to start,
Okay.
but likely won't be completely successful if your case is egregious. Self-rebuking and binding of demons can be effective, but stronger demons won't usually leave by this method. As a practical matter, they will take over the consciousness of the host, possibly trancing them, and that can be dangerous. Also, if the demonization involves dissociative identity disorder, multiple personality.
Oh no. You can't see it, but I'm face palming. Hope you can feel it.
It's impossible, in a practical way, to properly access one's own internal alter ego states without external help. The mind of the host person can effectively dialogue with his or her own compartmentalized aspects of dissociated consciousness.
So they're venom. Got it.
A trained third party is needed to navigate this mental terrain. That's the first option.
Yeah, the first option is not that effective in a lot of ways. This is, remember, best ways. 3 best ways to get rid of demons. But it's not the best way to get rid of stronger ones. The weaker ones, you can force them on out. But something stronger with a name or something, you might be fucked. Let's see if the number 2 way is better. I mean, come on, this has got to be better. We're talking about the best options. Bob, give me number 2.
Self-deliverance. The second option is you starve the demons out. Drive them out or starve them out. Minor, weak demons will leave with this approach.
Okay, I love Soulhackers too because it's like Persona, but with a cast of adults, which is what it should be. We just hanging at the bar, just getting shit faced. They need to up the ages of Persona characters. They definitely need to do that. Demons, I deal with the blind, mindless ultimate gods in the outer void, the floundering, flopping things which exist at the ends of infinity. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Are you happy with that one? Hi, Arrow, how you doing? We're learning the 3 best ways to get rid of demons right now. How are you doing? We're learning about starving demons out, apparently, but only the weak ones. Only the weak ones, apparently.
Fasting, prayer, scripture memory, Christian fellowship, reading classic Christian literature, it's all going to hell. Your goal is to irritate and frustrate lesser minions. But beware, even though evil spirits may
Just
not
tired?
like this opposition,
Hoping
it
to get
generally
even more
won't
sleep
make
tonight
powerful
after you get the
demons
ability
leave
to rest.
voluntarily.
And half-hearted but
There's benefit
stick
in
bush doesn't
diminishing
care.
the internal structure of the demonic system by spiritual discipline, of course. Even though you may not starve out demons like Lucifer and Leviathan, any attempt by spiritual discipline to
Leviathan's a
weaken
demon?
Satan's kingdom is beneficial. So, you can drive them out, you can starve them out, or...
Oh, number 3. This is the big one. This is the best way. This has to be the best way to get rid of demons. That means it has to get rid of the higher echelon ones. It means if Satan's in you, you just got to push Satan out, or this isn't the best. Come on, Bob. You've been lying to us now. Don't lie to us more. Give us the truth. The best of the best of the best here, my friend. A go.
Number 3, cast them out.
But forcing them out would be casting them out, wouldn't it? Or do you mean get a wand and, like, say a magic word, abracadabra or something?
This is the only sure way to get the job done. And it isn't something you can do on your own. It requires another individual to enforce God's judgment on the devil. This is the biblical model. Never once did Jesus tell people to drive out their own demons. Those commissioned by his authority to remove demons were sent personally by him. The 2, the 12, the 70.
Don't think we're going to be able to get Jesus in on
And
this
in
one,
the
buddy.
Great Commission, Jesus instructed
You evict demons
all
with things more
believers to
potent. Call
engage
down the
this
star
mission.
spawn.
Just as the gospel needs human hands and feet to spread the word, it's the same with deliverance.
If this
That
is the only
means
sure
your
way,
search
why
for
would you
freedom
even
from
bother with the other
demonic
2
attack
options?
Must
Fuck if I know.
begin with finding someone who believes in the power of Jesus Christ to deliver and knows how to put that truth into practice.
Only Christians can do this. No one else can cast out the demons. Even if they're not Christian demons, you gotta have the Christians to do the demon getting rid of them. Oh my god, this is so dumb. I do enjoy how my deep knowledge of the Amala Network series is just spoiling some things. We keep encountering these weird demons that turn into dolls when we defeat them, and I know what they are because they first were in Devil Summoner 1 back in 1990. Nice. You have to keep that though. I don't want to be spoiled for whenever I get a chance to play it in the future. But I'm glad you're having fun with it.
It's a good idea to get rid of demons. And it's a good idea to try one of these 3 approaches. Forcing them out by self-deliverance. Starving them out by more fully surrendering to Christ.
Then you've got
but it's like,
that's a bigger problem. You don't care about
but unless
demons.
you
Reality
have what we
is
call
ending.
a
As Thoth is
minor
waking
possession,
up. Demons are the least of your
you're going
troubles.
to need a deliverance minister, an exorcist, to enforce God's will by casting out the evil spirits. We're here to help you. I do virtual encounters.
See, told you I did it virtually.
All day long, almost every day. I'm available to schedule a one-on-one time face-to-face
the characters are like, "What are
with you in
these?" And I'm like,
person
"I
or
know."
virtually.
I can
And
imagine
our
making that
associate
face while you're
ministers
reading,
are standing by
while you're reading what they
to
say.
help you. These are highly trained individuals.
Oh my god.
Whatever the approach, particularly if you need them cast out. We
Pay me.
direct you to a place
I will help you,
someone
says Bob.
who will get the job done. You don't have to live with your demons. They can be cast out in the name of Jesus.
Your financial support and prayer.
Oh my god. There you go, the 3 best ways, with a lot of parentheses and a lot of air quoting, to get rid of demons. It was so bullshit. Like, it's bullshit in the first place, but this is like the same thing. You gotta force it out. You gotta starve it. You gotta cast it out. It's like you gotta get it out of you. Yeah, we got that, but they're almost all the same thing. That was so stupid, even for Bob. All right, Bob. Thank you for that bit. I think we might have enough time for 1, maybe 2 more videos, depending on how long they are and how much I talk. there's a demon in this Kodiak Grizzly. Exercise it seriously. Why would they take humans when there are bears? I know, right? It's dumb. Or like elks. Elks are fucking dangerous. Oh, Brave Wilderness. Hope you're ready for this one. This one might be for not the squeamish.
I can guarantee.
So, ooh, I'll turn that down. Sorry, turn that down. So just be warned. This could be bad for some of you if you do not like insects and don't like watching animals do the biting and stuff. Hope you're ready.
To you that on North Bass Island there are gazillions of chiggers, probably more than there are stars in the sky. Tall grasses like this are an absolute perfect place for chiggers to, almost like ticks, quest and get themselves on their host species. Now,
I'm gonna turn up the.
I'm barefoot,
yeah.
which I would never recommend, but considering the fact that I am trying to get myself bitten by chiggers, this seems like an interesting way.
$1 million
to possibly
movie
accomplish
idea:
that.
demon bears.
Okay, today is a solo expedition where I'm going to attempt to be eaten alive.
Fuck getting bit by these things.
Chiggers. Now we'll learn more about
I've never been
chiggers
bitten by
as
one, so I wouldn't know.
Embark upon this expedition, but I will be kayaking from Middle Bass to North Bass Island in the hopes of finding a swarm of these microscopic creatures.
This just makes
is
me
going to be an epic
itch.
adventure.
There's a new video out where he gets bit by bloodworms.
It will take me roughly
At least I knew
an
that one.
hour and 15 minutes to kayak from Middle Bass to North Bass Island. And then once we make it to North Bass, I will enter the island through Manila Bay. It gives me the entry point to the large
They burrow into
marsh.
your skin and it's very
Beautiful
itchy, or
morning
so I've heard.
underwater, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure it's worse
So
than that
what
even.
exactly is a chigger? Well, to keep it simple, they are the larva stage of something called a harvest mite. Technically considered arachnids,
Ugh.
they belong to the same class as ticks and spiders. But unlike their larger cousins, while in the larva stage, they are so tiny they can't be seen with the human eye and measure 1/50th of an inch or less.
Jesus.
Okay, we have made it to the western edge of North Bass Island. I gotta say, the solo expedition filming is not super simple, so I gotta give a big shout out to my main man, Les Stroud, who filmed all those seasons of Survivor Man by himself. Holy cow. Actually, going through all this underbrush might help me get chiggers.
Yeah, that's a great goal.
Going down right in the middle of this place. There we go.
This sounds like it's gonna be a mistake. Oh, it always is.
Whoa. Oh, almost lost the GoPro there. What a mess. Jeez. Okay, status update. In the middle of the marsh.
Went to sit in my
Moving
chair
has
and almost
gotten
fell
a
over.
little
Oh
bit
God, be
easier.
careful.
Through these big
We don't want you
lily
doing that,
pads.
Arrow.
They're taller, which allows me to glide through the environment just a touch better. But when it comes to finding any animals, I mean, they can hear me coming from a mile away, so. Oh, I see an eagle's nest and 2 eagles inside the eagle's
Ooh,
nest.
burbs.
Holy cow. All right.
If that doesn't
First
tell you how
animal
tired
of
I
the
am, I don't know what will.
expedition is officially
Yeah.
a juvenile bald eagle. You can see there's another one a little bit higher up in the
You
tree.
should probably try to get as much rest as you can
Very
tonight
cool.
for sure.
This place is just swallowing me alive.
What's pieces of chiggers? Utromakilla.
So many shots.
I can't fucking read that.
can
What was that?
possibly
Prefers swampy and boggy environments.
so
Okay,
many
I'm not gonna try to
shots
read the scientific names. I can't do it.
Possibly get
Not even
being
gonna try it now.
stuck in a prehistoric swamp, or prehistoric looking rather. And the only thing missing from this is maybe some brachiosaurs grazing on all this plant life. That'd make it a little bit more interesting.
While there is a chance I could encounter a species of chigger in the marsh, it is much more likely that I will become a buffet line if I venture to the other side of the island to explore on foot.
Interesting little forest area here. Look at this rock structure. Now, I'm barefoot, which I would never recommend entering a forest barefoot, but considering the fact that I am trying to get myself
Can be
bitten
found
by
in wooded
chiggers,
areas as well as disturbed
seems
grasslands. Ah.
like an interesting way to possibly accomplish that feat.
Old dilapidated
I react
stuff.
stronger to seeing how
Once in a while,
sparrows
when you
than
stop at a random
Edo's looking
spot on an
at
island,
bald
start
fucking
exploring
eagles nesting.
lost areas,
Yeah.
you come across some pretty cool stuff.
The harvest mite life cycle can vary and depends heavily on species and environment. But what's crazy is that these alien-looking arachnids can live for nearly a year. Most eggs hatch within a week. This is known as the pre-larva stage, and after developing for several days, they evolve into hungry parasites. This is the six-legged chigger phase, and boy are they ravenous. They target a host, engorge on skin, and eventually fall off. Plump and happy, they are now in the nymph stage, where they develop another pair of legs and mature into the adult phase. As adults, they feed on tiny arthropods and their eggs, live in the soil, eventually breed, and the cycle repeats.
Ew. This is making me itchy. Don't like it.
Check out the shoe I just found. That is a Nike Air Foam Posit. Worn by Penny Hardaway, my favorite basketball player of all time. That is insane. Any sneakerhead out there knows that this is actually a very expensive shoe to find on the side of an abandoned island. This is the all black edition. I have the blue and the black tiger stripe ones. I'm gonna definitely keep that.
Goes hunting for insects, finds a shoe. Why
We're
not?
docking.
Okay, I have landed.
If you're nesting in a bald
Final
eagles, write that
destination
down.
on North Bass Island. Now we're gonna take to foot and see what sort of things we can find. Now the goal is to find some tall
Yeah,
grasses
Wes wants to know.
that I can walk through,
True.
eventually sit down in and have a drink of water and see if I collect any chiggers.
Oh.
So tall grasses like this are an absolute perfect place for chiggers to, almost like ticks, quest and get themselves on their host species. Pretty much any terrestrial species has the potential of picking up chiggers. Pretty much got to the end of this run of the field. I'm gonna cut over.
American
and go down
Ornithological
another
Society.
track.
Yeah.
It is unbearably hot. Feels a lot better on the water. This looks like another great place to get chiggers. Look at that. Let's walk in here and see what happens.
If they're so
Into the
tiny,
underbrush.
how's he even gonna know
Whoa,
fixing it
this
up?
is
Probably
very
feel it.
disorienting.
These insects
Okay.
clinging to me are not chiggers,
completely
but
been
mayflies,
swallowed
which are harmless aquatic
grasses
species
that are
related to
taller than I
dragonflies.
am.
Okay.
Covered in mayflies. Ugh.
Ugh.
I'm just gonna sit here for a few minutes, give any little bugs the opportunity to get on me. And trust me, the chiggers will know that I am here if they are present in these grasses because they can sense all of the sweat and carbon dioxide coming off of my body.
A chigger bite is painless, but the way it happens will make your skin
Oh.
crawl. These parasites attach to a host, pierce the skin with their chelicerae, inject enzymes into the bite wound that break down cell content into a digestible meal, and then suck up the liquefied tissue through a tube formed by hardened skin cells called a stylostome. Ugh, gross. The aftermath arrives in 24 to 48 hours in the form of unsightly red welts that seem to itch unstoppably.
Okay.
This is your body's natural histamine reaction to the invasive
Oh
saliva.
God.
Contrary to popular belief, they do not suck blood, and they do not burrow into your skin to lay eggs. However, chiggers can stay with, explore, and feast on a host for several days before falling off. And because of the delay in bite reaction, that is why welts can show up day after day after day.
You definitely will not be able to
Yeah.
see them with the naked eye.
Yeah.
But they're here. Trust me, they are here. Now, the worst part about chiggers is that most of the time they try.
Fun fact: you can spot them easier with
burrow
polarized
down into
lenses.
areas
That's
that
how
are hard
birds
to
see them
get
to
at.
eat them.
So, like
Oh.
your belt/underwear line, around your ankles. They like tight, compact warm areas that have soft skin and good blood flow.
They like that ass.
Right now, there's the chance that they are getting on me. Now, a bite you will not feel, but if I am bitten, the reaction will present itself within 24 to 48 hours. And I can guarantee you that on North Bass Island, there are gazillions of chiggers, probably more than there are stars in the sky, because I've gotten chiggers on this island before. And without a doubt, I have a feeling that right now, with my legs down in the grasses, just like this, I am probably getting them on me at the moment. Well, I'm on my way back from North Bass Island. I kayaked all the way around it. I went into the marsh. We scouted the swamp. I found all sorts of treasures, including a Nike Air Foamposite. With any luck, I am now covered in chiggers. I did my best to find the tallest
Night,
grasses
Arrow.
possible.
You take care, okay?
Went into them, sat
Talk to you
down,
later.
and hopefully they are on my body at this point. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll see you in the aftermath. Okay, well, it has been 48 hours since I returned from North Bass Island. I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that I was successfully eaten alive by chiggers. The bad news is that all the bites are in areas I can't really show you if we want to keep this episode rated PG. Now, I find that the bites become inflamed every time I get out of the shower, and you want to itch and itch and itch and itch them.
Jesus.
It's actually the worst thing you can do. If you open up the bites, you can get bacteria inside of them, and ultimately an infection may form. What you want to do is apply Chigger X. This is the original, 2x strength and with 10% benzocaine. I apply this just before I go to bed, and I manage to sleep 12 hours through the night with no itching. In the morning, I reapply it and go the entire day, no itching. And I want to continue applying it until the chigger bites have completely subsided. Trust me, chiggers are no fun. And while I know you guys can't really see what's going on with me right now, trust me, as soon as this wears off, it becomes very uncomfortable. But if you find yourself this summer in the worst case scenario, whether it's at a backyard picnic or exploring an abandoned island and you manage to get eaten alive by chiggers, Chigger X is
I get it now.
one
It's
thing
an
that's
elaborate
gonna help
advertisement for
alleviate
Chigger
all
X.
of that
It's
itching.
sponsored. Yeah, he
For
does
more
stuff like this a
information, make sure
lot,
to
but
visit
it's
their
at least
website,
good information to
and
have.
hopefully you don't have to go through the itchy scenario that I am facing right now. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Basically, what happened is he got bitten on his wiener, apparently, or at least close to it. Oh, what a video. All right, let's get that off there. Might be doing one more. Let's see. If it's a short one, we'll do another one afterwards. But potentially the last spin of the night. Ordinary sausage it is. Scorpion sausage. From one not very pleasant thing to another, kind of.
Well, hey,
So I hope everyone's ready. If you don't know who Ordinary Sausage is, as far as the channel, well, Mr. Sausage makes sausages out of different things. Usually food. Not always food. Water is not food in the same thing, but you know. But this is a scorpion sausage, as you can see. Out of anything. Mr. Sausage's best boy. Yeah, out of anything. Yep. He's done brain sausage. He's done water sausage. He's put sausage casings inside sausage casings to make sausage casing sausages, which is weird. He did a cheese whiz, spray cheese sausage too, but he just kind of injected it into the meat. You know, he's done various things. It's fun.
folks, and welcome back.
The Big Mac meal sausage,
I
yeah.
guess. Hey, Fred, can I borrow $20? I don't know what that is, because I'm a scorpion. Just having a little fun to lighten the mood. This is horrors beyond my comprehension. I never thought that it would come to this. How else will we find out if they taste good in a sausage or not? That's pretty freaky. I guess what we'll do is we'll put it in the grinder first and then add the meat afterwards. And,
How do you find these videos, Dan? Oh, I've been watching Ordinary Sausage for a while now. Good year plus. I was introduced to this by another streamer, and then that's how I've spread it to other people, by watching it on here. Because I'm a lovely person that way. As far as some of the others, random.
I hear him crunching. Are you all mentally prepared to see this? Because I'm not.
You got it from by Hannah? Same.
Oh God, it went everywhere. So I'm thinking that this is definitely gonna need a regrind. I have regrets.
Yep, Hannah Reloaded. I watch it when she streams live sometimes. When she does this kind of stuff.
Give it a little bit of salt for flavor. Ah, yes, I can see the
Oh yeah,
mixture
definitely.
slowly turning black.
I mean, we're not watching Kay's cooking at least. We'll watch one more after this because this isn't a long one.
Mountain cats will come to drag away your sausage.
Just a fair warning. There's Dave videos on that wheel, so you better hope. Oh yeah, usually he knows he's making shit. Sometimes he gets surprised, and sometimes that surprise is not a good thing.
But listen, it's not like I was gonna eat like 8 pounds of this thing anyway.
Okay, cannot correct.
But first, a correction. It was actually special thanks to the Mark Boxello box artist to this guy, and not this guy. Apologies to this guy. But this Mark Boxello box art is brought to us by this
3, 2, 1, let's Shawshank. Hi, Robot.
This one's awkward for me for a whole new set of
How you
reasons.
doing?
And this Will It Blow is brought to you by Husk Knives. Do you like to stab things? But you know, for the power of
We'll watch
good,
the ad,
Husk
at least it's
Knives.
not
One of the best
HelloFresh.
knives I've used for all my stabbing things for good. Whether you need a knife to chop vegetables, slice meat, or just getting silly with fruit, a great knife can revolutionize your daily meal prep. Rather than buying a few cheap knives that will rust and dull easily, get a professional quality knife that won't do those things. Husk Knives come out of the box razor sharp, and they'll stay that way for years. Made from high-quality Japanese stainless steel, Husk Knives feature a rustic-style handle and a 38-degree blade edge that ensures extreme sharpness. The curvature of the blade with the grip hole gives you better precision in handling to make chopping and cutting easier. And if you're the outdoorsy type, it's the perfect knife to take with you on your next camping trip. That little grip hole will make sure your knife stays steady while you're getting the most disgusting of fish. Currently, for all my viewers, Husk is running a 70% discount for their authentic Japanese-inspired knives. You can test the Husk knife with a 30-day money-back guarantee. The deal won't last for long, so make sure you check it out by clicking my special link in the description box below. So will this meat packed with scorpions blow? Almost got it to the finish line. We have a nice log of scorpion pork there.
Signature commercial music? Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna turn the box this way. That's better. So I'm gonna have to give that Will It Blow half a Ruffalo.
2 Ruffalos? Nope. Not even 1. That's how I think this is going to turn out.
Jesus. What is... Ow! 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 Ouch! Oh my God! What is happening? Good God! What was that? It's literally no more hotter than it normally is. I have no idea what's causing this to react so violently. It's like a volcano spraying everywhere. Ow! It's the curse of the scorpion. We did ice sausage and it didn't react this violently. Let's open this up and see how we did. Well, all right. Let's open this up and see.
I don't know why that happened.
All right, there it is. Plenty of scorpion bits to go around. I am not ready for this. Mrs. Sausage, will you bring me my throw-up bag?
You can just call it a bag.
No. All right, black scorpion sausage. Here we go. It tastes like bacon. Here's a good look at our sausage. It appears to have developed a purplish hue to it. It's like getting sunflower seed shells out of your teeth. It's a pretty good flavor. Like flavor wise, it's like a 4. The thing screwing this sausage up the most is the piece of the shell. I think this sausage is more worthy of like a 3 out of 5. So that's what we're gonna give it. So I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 3 out of 5.
And there we go.
Bop, 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 bop.
There's no reason. There's no reason for this to be happening.
Nope. Why? Oh, yeah, that's why. Because it's on a list. Has he ever explained why in the hell he's given the sausage a fighting chance and using pork fat? To make it a little easier so it doesn't burst or so it doesn't like overly burn, but it depends on the ingredient he's using. Sometimes he doesn't. So it just kind of depends. Alright, I think this is our last video. So, our last spin. Are you ready? Last of the night. Alright. Alright, and remember, if you don't like what you see, I think there's still one more pain or heal spin available at least. To do a re-roll, as it were, a respin. So I hope you're ready. It's 11 minutes away, so no, you don't get one. Ooh. Sorry. I had to check that. So you don't have a choice. Whatever comes up is what comes up. Let's apply. Time for the spin. Alright, it's a Mr. Rex video. What they don't tell you about nymphs. So we get some D&D in here.
On our last video...
And this is a re-upload apparently, which I've never seen it before, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to learn about nymphs, and this is about 15-ish minutes.
We covered the dryads, the beautiful women of the forest. There is, however, a big difference between a dryad and a nymph. Even if from the outside they can seem fairly similar. See, finding one of them might mean that you will fall charmed and under their spell for years, becoming their love slave. Finding the other one means you die. Hey guys, sorry I had to re-upload this video, but I want to take the opportunity here to send you over to my store at mrrex.shop. So I've been making some pretty awesome PDFs to improve your gaming experience in Dungeons & Dragons from my Monster Classes series, where you can play as monstrous creatures from level 1
at least
to
we're going to
level
have something nice to
to my
end the
new
night on.
series of adventures
I've not seen this video. I don't watch Mr. Rex very
I've been getting
often,
my
but,
hands dirty, bringing you guys
Ash
some
Mannequin,
real Spelljammer
watches,
adventures. We're
this
talking
channel a lot,
D&D
so
space in here.
I figured it was a
travel
good
across the
thing to add
stars
to the
in
spin.
flying ships, explore the astral sea, and meet the unimaginable horrors of wild space. Here we have Escape from the Crystal Moon, which is a perfect adventure to start your spelljamming campaign. It's an adventure for level 1 characters that will get you straight into the action. Try it out. I promise you it's really good. It'll be particularly useful to you when Wizards of the Coast officially comes out with the Spelljammer setting book, which is happening very, very soon. Otherwise, I mean, you have to try out my monster classes. Play as a dragon, as a succubus, or even as a ghost. I have fully written these monsters as classes from level 1 to level 20. They are awesome. We also have a big balance update for them too, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, mrrex.shop. Check out the link in the description to go to the shop. Now, back to the video.
I will put that link to the shop later for anyone that might be
This would be the part of the
interested.
video where I would go over what the monster manual says about the creature. Unfortunately, the nymph didn't really make it there. We don't actually have a nymph entry in the monster manual. Now, not to say that the creature isn't important, however. We have had nymphs in literally every edition since the game came out, and it is very likely that we're going to get another book like Volo's Guide to Monsters with added creatures having the nymph included. I mean, this creature is kind of a staple of fantasy and has always been in D&D, so I think it is guaranteed that we're going to get her at some point. The reason I am covering her, however, is because we just did the Dryad, so I feel like it makes sense to cover the one creature that gets confused with it all the time. This might
I'm
be
not
a
sure how
short
people
video,
confuse
though.
nymphs and
Let's
dryads.
Go ahead and talk about the nymph. Since we don't
That's
really have
weird.
an entry for this creature, we have to start from scratch. What's a nymph? A nymph is essentially beauty given form. Just like how a water elemental is water given sentience, a nymph is beauty in the flesh. Now, the funny thing is that it might have sounded like a metaphor, but it literally is not. A nymph is a spirit of beauty, an elemental of beauty. It is a product of something subjective and unsubstantial, though in the Feywild, the subjective becomes material. It is an odd place, a place where emotions can become living things. And this is one of those things. A nymph, much like the dryad, looks like a beautiful woman of elvish descent. The main difference between the two in this regard is that a dryad is conventionally beautiful, the type of beautiful that you would find on a normal, beautiful mortal woman. There's nothing crazy about it. A dryad is just very, very attractive. A nymph, on the other hand, is unreasonably attractive. It is described as the epitome of perfection in every single regard. A nymph's beauty is beyond words, with vibrant, thick hair, radiant skin, perfect teeth, full lips, and gentle eyes. The silk robes that they wear are magical and glowing, and they contort perfectly to the nymph's
Greek
body.
in origin,
The
correct?
silk is hemmed with golden threads and embroidered with rainbow
I can't remember if they are, but I
hues
think
of
they are. They might be
unearthly
older than that even.
magnificence. A nymph's voice is musical. To give you perspective on the difference between the two, a dryad generally has to resort to charming hot dudes magically to keep them with her. A nymph, on the other hand, is so beautiful that when you look at her, you go blind. Literally, you go blind. Your brain overloads with the indescribable beauty that it short circuits. Your eyes lose all light, and your brain becomes a mush for hours before you can get your bearings back. Your eyesight, however, will be permanently gone. This is what looking at the beautiful face of a nymph will do to you. If you, however, were to be fortunate
you
or
incarnate like a
maybe
JoJo
in this
douche.
case,
God damn it.
unfortunate enough to see a nymph in the nude, then you immediately die.
Oh, well.
This here is an official illustration of how monster hunters hunt for nymphs in the Forgotten Realms. You block your eyesight just enough so that you can only see vague shapes. That way you cannot make out the features of the nymph and you don't go blind or die. We will talk a little bit later though about why you would hunt for nymphs.
You know what you really need?
But I should also mention
you need
that
drunk
regardless of sexual orientation, women are also affected by the beauty powers of the nymph, so be careful out there. If you see a naked one, you will also die out of sheer unimaginable beauty. The scary part about all of this is that you don't even need to look at the nymph directly in order to suffer the effects. It is very plainly stated that even reflections can blind you.
Oh, no
Things like
Medusing
a
this one.
reflecting pool, a mirror, even a magical scry can get you killed if you so happen to see the nymph naked. There is no shortcut here. As far as we know, the only ones actually immune to this effect are other nature spirits, creatures like the satyrs, who, much like with dryads, they constantly attempt to find and engage with nymphs. Nymphs, however, unlike the dryads, are not
Blind ace
interested
character,
in
you
sex
have
at
no
all,
power
but they do
here.
love music, and the music of the satyrs are one of
You're
the most
Kenshi, huh?
beautiful things that you will hear. Satyrs love to simply gaze upon the nymphs, and the nymphs love to listen to the music. Just like how satyrs are immune to the death and blind effects of gazing upon the nymph is also immune to the piping effect of the satyr music. So we
The
have
piping
covered the
effect.
difference between the dryads and the
Sorry.
nymphs in terms of looks. So what about behavior? A dryad talks to animals and plants. It looks for handsome men to romantically enslave, and it tries to make the forest more beautiful. A nymph, on the other hand, cannot talk to animals, does not romance anybody, and doesn't actively try and make the forest more beautiful. In a lot of ways, they're actually the exact opposite. See, nymphs are so unnaturally gorgeous that even animals flock to them. These animals completely forget about predators or natural enemies and form momentary alliances with others merely to hang out together with the nymph, who will cure them of ailments and pet them. Animals generally like to exist around her, as her presence brings them inner peace and calm. Nymphs, however, don't really possess the innate ability to talk to them, though as powerful druidic figures, they very often obtain divine powers from nature gods who will bless them with many spells, some of which will be the ability to speak with animals and more. It is actually fairly rare to see a nymph that is not directly involved with a nature god in one way or another, so most of them do possess fairly powerful divine druidic magic. Because of this, generally speaking, they are more powerful than dryads. The only innate ability that nymphs actually do possess on their own is the ability to teleport using Dimension Door. They've had this ability basically on every edition since the first edition, but I mean that's basically it. That's all the power that they naturally have. Everything else, and they have had to rely on divine powers from nature gods. So what they can do would actually depend on the specific nymph that you're dealing with. Nymphs are even more solitary than dryads are, for they don't really desire or crave any form of companionship, including romantic entanglements. They do prefer to deal with beautiful men if they have to deal with anybody, but they genuinely don't want to talk or deal with anybody, period.
So they're generally
you
kind
should
of
know that
they're ace.
reproduction
Interesting.
for the nymph is different, even more different than normal monsters, and certainly different from dryads. Dryads can have and do constantly have babies with other entities, mortals or otherwise. Nymphs behave much more like elementals. Boy, how do I explain this? There are places in the natural world that are just perfect, pure and beautiful, unadulterated pieces of land where the breeze flows just right, where the flowers blossom with just a perfect aroma, where the waters are as clear as air. In these places of perfect natural beauty is where nymphs spawn. It is described to us that they, quote, spontaneously appear, end quote. The best way to explain it would be that the actual beauty of the sacred pure grove coalesced and took form. Literal beauty taken shape. Now, the locations where the nymph can mysteriously appear only have to be perfectly beautiful. There's no restriction as to where it has to be. Generally speaking, people have the wrong assumption that nymphs are only found in forests, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. And this is where the big differences between the dryad and the nymphs actually are. Dryads are women of the forest, whereas nymphs are elementals of beauty, and, well, natural beauty can be found anywhere. There are underwater grottos in the bottom of the ocean with beautiful corals, shells of glistening colors, pearls of magnificent whites, and ocean flowers that shine with vibrancy where nymphs spawn.
We've already fucked up our oceans pretty good.
Amid the tallest mountains where crystals and gold ore shine. In there, nymphs spawn. Literally anywhere where you could find natural beauty is the possible spawning point of a nymph. Remember guys, stone, ore, crystals, water, desert, I mean that's all nature. The only important thing is natural, pure, perfect beauty. Nymphs are not bothered by the lack of air, neither do they need it to survive. They are also immune to the pressures of the deep ocean. They don't need to eat, neither do they need to sleep. The definition of an actual spirit. Nymphs do not crave sex at all, and as far as we know, they cannot get pregnant. Now, the nymph and the place of beauty that spawned her are interconnected, since, remember, she is the representation of that place's beauty, which means if for some reason the place of beauty were to be made ugly, the nymph would fade away and die. When the ancient grove of trees are chopped down for firewood, or the ocean grotto is used as a dumping ground for waste, the nymph that inhabits the place will disappear. Conversely, the same happens if the nymph is hurt. Any harm that falls to the nymph will despoil the sacred grove, and if the injury is bad enough, the area might get cursed. This is why a nymph makes sure that she is always looking her best, always bathing to cleanse any impurities. This is why she never lets herself be touched by any man or woman. She must stay perfect, pure, and beautiful, for it is her sacred duty to keep the place of beauty that spawned her perfect and pure. Everything that the nymph will do will be in order to do this, to keep the place of beauty as it is. She will die to protect it, and generally speaking, these places tend to be sacred enough that gods will imbue her with druidic magic in order to help her do this. Now lastly, let's go over treasure. In this case, the true treasure of a nymph are the properties of their body rather than any material wealth that they carry because, well, just like dryads, they don't really care much for material wealth. The only material treasure that they would have would be whatever a lovesick fan of theirs would have given them. And hey, sometimes that's something great, but most times it's just basic gold or gems. Now, the true treasure, like I alluded before, is in their body. It's actually both their hair and their tears. A lock of nymph's
The tears
hair
I kind
can
of
be used to create a
hear from a
powerful
bunch of
sleeping
different
potion.
creatures
Or
in
if
mythology,
enchanted
so that would
and
make
woven
sense.
into cloth, you could create a garment that will magically enhance the charisma.
We need
of
crazy
the
anti-backwards
wielder.
nymphs.
It
Things
is
are
stated
of pure
that you will need at
ugliness
least
made
20
manifest from
strands
spoiled
of
lands.
nymph's hair sewn into a
Slimes.
fabric in order for the fabric to gain this
Slime
effect.
girls, there you go.
The tears, though, oh, that's the most coveted part of the nymph. The tears of a nymph is used in the production of the mighty filter of love, a potion that can make anyone fall in love with you. The sad thing is that no filter of love was ever created without the harming of a nymph. But hey, maybe it's worth it. Now, if a man were to be kissed by a nymph, all painful and troubling memories of the man would be forgotten for the rest of the day. And if a woman were to bathe in a nymph's pool, she would become extraordinarily more charismatic until she were to bathe again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would like to personally thank my Patreon supporters, Rucado Fan, Major Fail Game.
Real quick, I'll give the shop thing again for anyone that's interested in the in supporting. There you go. That was interesting. No, slimes aren't that bad. I mean, mind-breaking, trauma-inducing things. This is something that's mind-breaking, trauma-inducing. It makes you blind and it can kill you. I'd call that fucking traumatic. They don't have to, like, harm you in the sense that they're ugly necessarily. You can do that, though, but it can still have the same kind of effects as an nymph, which is ultimate beauty. But I kind of get what you mean, though. But yeah, that, everyone, is the end of our stream tonight. That was fun. That was a good time, mostly, except for certain parts. We learned a few things, and we got to get angry and upset. But we got to have some fun and laugh a little, which is important. So I just want to give a big thank you for everyone hanging out tonight. I really do appreciate you. Glad you can make it. Yeah, always glad to have you on 40. And hopefully we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. I've added you to our list for people that do the Doctor Who stuff. So when I put out the announcement tomorrow, you should get pinged with it. When's the next content mine? I don't know. I don't know how often I want to do it because I don't like doing these all the time. I like to make them a little more special. But I think keeping this method might be a better way to do it rather than me picking something like, do I want to watch this? Do I want to watch this? Just put it on the wheel and spin it. And I think using the paint or heel as a respin with limited amounts per stream is fun. So I think we'll keep it this way from now on for the content mine. If there's a theme, it'll just be on the same thing. And don't forget, the next time I do one of these, be sure to put stuff in the Discord server in the content mine Dropbox, and I can add stuff to the list. So it's a fun way. But maybe we'll do it again sometime in the future. Maybe I'll make it a channel goal and we do like channel point thing. You know, that's always possible. But I can't say for sure when the next one's going to be. It won't be too soon. But yeah, I really want to thank you all for hanging out tonight. I will be back Tuesday. Not sure what I'm doing just yet. I don't know if I'm going to do more Spiritfarer or something else. Maybe I'll do. I might do more Lamplight City. I just got to decide. But I'll be sure to have the schedule up tomorrow. Hopefully during the day before I go to work. So be sure to check that out when it goes live on the Discord server and on Twitter. Which you can go... actually, what was this the thing for it? No, what was it? Damn it. I had a new command, but, you know. I don't have it on there. But yeah, there's the Twitter and, of course, the Discord stuff. To keep track of where I put the schedule up. But yeah, we're going to find someone to raid here in a minute. But first, highlight people. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, please drop a follow here at twitch.tv/Xandros. if you haven't already. Of course, follow me on Twitter to keep track of when I go live, because Twitch doesn't always let you know on time when I go on live. Also, the Discord server, and like I've mentioned before, we are doing listen-alongs on Monday nights between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow we're starting the next Ninth Doctor box set, Lost Warriors. So we're doing the first 2 stories from that box set, and we'll do the 3rd story the following Monday, along with the extra story to kind of round out that whole thing. Also, if you want to support the channel, be sure to drop a sub, whether for yourself or someone else. Of course, Prime subs are always accepted. And if you want to help without giving any money to Twitch, you can go right here, and that'll send you to Stream Elements, which you can then do through PayPal. And all that comes to me, and that helps me put back into the channel, and keeps me, updating things, adding new things, and all that good stuff. And, of course, you can always buy merch. We have Spritz merch. We have shirts. We have stickers. We've got blankets. We've got hoodies. Nice little variety of things, at least what's available through the store there. So go check those out. So, yeah, we're going to find someone to raid. I will see you highlight people on Tuesday, hopefully. So, yeah, until the next stream, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.